All right. All right. Like just a fucking troll. Episode 16, Panda Cast. What up, James? This is Jarrell. We're coming at you again. If you're listening on patreon.com/pandamedia, you're obviously able to hear this on Monday. If you're listening to it on the free feeds, it must be Friday. So happy Monday or Friday for whenever the hell. Or if you're listening to it like in April 29th, 2047 on a old Nokia phone that was found in a landfill, and you reconnected it to the old grid internet outside of the metaverse. Then I'm making like all these predictions, like non-holographic phone. Then leave a comment. Maybe I'll still be alive to read it. I don't know. Perhaps not. Perhaps I don't know what my fate holds. But what is going on? Drill, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be on this podcast right now.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
excited. I can't wait to play some more games
Fuck yeah, bro.
and make some more money.
Yep, exactly. Dude. Oh man, I'm just gonna talk. This is kind of like a personal financial situation thing like that. So obviously 2020 kind of impacted a lot of people, and people went into debts and couldn't pay their fucking bills and shit like that. So Tatiana and I were in credit card debt, and obviously the bank was like, "You owe us this money," and they kind of seeked a pathway to get their money back. And I don't know, I'm not going to just go into too much detail, but man, I woke up one day and they took $2,600 out of my account like
Dang.
2 weeks ago. And I was like, damn! That really fucking
like
put
they
it
was
like,
dang.
they were like,
dude.
this is ours now. And I'm like, wow, you can do that? And they had me by the fucking neck, right? And then I got my tax money and pulled that shit out immediately. Like, fuck y'all. You're not getting the rest. So I'm going to call them up and try to get that figured out. A representative from my bank is like, what? That's why you did like listening? No, but dude, like talking about making more money, it's funny how, and this is obviously not part of the topic, but it's funny how my mentor, whenever I was like doing the HCC and stuff like that, would tell us like, yeah, if you are desperate for money, money will hate you. It'll run away. Like you will not get money if you're desperate for money.
Yeah.
But then when you're not desperate for money, dude,
For
money
sure.
just like punches you in the throat, like jumps in your pockets because like you're showing it like, oh, it doesn't have control over you, but you love it, you know? Because fucking dude, they took that and then boom, I got my tax money. Boom, I got paid. Tatiana got a big client right after that. And then it's like, boop, 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 boop. I just pulled all my tax money out. Now I've like almost doubled my drawer money. And I'm like, and that's not like a small chunk of change. And then we're already talking about, okay, we're going to pay that off, pay the car off, pay the couches off because we got new couches.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, they took $2,600 out of the account. And then I obviously, and this is not a brag, this is like literally like I know people are in a situation, like literally me 2 years ago, $300 missing from the account would like cripple me for 2 months. Like I'd be that far behind. But at the point I am now, like just going in, grinding, working hard, Tatiana's working hard. We're not focusing on the result. We're just focusing on the action. And we're like, all right, cool. The money's coming in. That 2,600 punching me in the face was like a, whew, I was not expecting that today. I'm just going to go make breakfast, right? And I just went downstairs, made breakfast, told Tatiana about it. And then it was like a week or two later, like we're back to a normal spot. And it didn't hurt as much as it used to. And that's a good feeling, you know, because I do understand that a lot of people in America can't, like, I think it's something crazy, like 50% can't afford a $500 emergency. So to have,
really?
yeah, that's like 50, yeah, like 50% of Americans cannot afford a $500 emergency. That's like the stat. Like if somebody's like car breaks down and it costs them 500, they're like severely set back. Severely.
So 60% of the entire American. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough.
If an unintended emergency or expense pops up of $500 or more, will severely put people. I mean, dude, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you make $800
Yeah.
every 2 weeks or some shit, or $1,000 every 2 weeks, dude, you're making $2,000 a month. You're living paycheck to paycheck, which means that you're running out of money before you get paid again, dude. If a 500,
Yeah.
like if your car breaks down and it's going to cost you $500, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know, and I think about that because
I think about that too.
yeah, it's like because I never want to be in a position like that again, and it all came down to kind of changing the mindset, changing like the habits because at my old job, I was making like 1870, and I quit because I was like, "Oh man, this job sucks. Fuck this job. It's too fucking hard. Their managers suck. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna go be a real estate agent." Da 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 da. I quit with no clients. I burned through my 401k, Tatiana's 401k. We had like
Eh,
$30,000. We lived off of that for like a year. That's how quickly that fucking went out the window.
yeah.
Then in 20, yeah, so we quit at the end of 2018. 2019, we lived off of that. 2020, I was working. I was trying to be a real estate agent, working at a car wash. I took a sales course, started doing door-to-door roof sales. And then in 2021, no, not 2020. No, 2018. And then 2019 is when I was doing the real estate, working at a car wash, trying to do door-to-door sales. And then in 2020 is when I got the sales job working from home. And then in 2021 is when I got the job at this warehouse that's over here. And it just kind of was real shaky. Like I said, like on average in
Yeah.
2021, I was making like $500 a month doing at-home sales.
Yeah. That's
So it was
that's crazy,
I
man.
was making 500 a month. Imagine a fucking dude. I didn't pay my house for like a fucking year and a
Damn,
half.
dude.
I couldn't pay my house for a year and a half. But I worked something out with them. I was doing that forbearance period. So it worked out. I lucked out on that, especially with the housing market now. I 100% understand that I was in a lucky situation and handled it to the best of my ability, I guess. But now we're paying for it. Yeah, now we're getting hit with all the fucking higher bills and all this other shit. So it's like I had to do something.
Yeah.
I had to do something. And it's just kind of crazy. This is like a little bit of a ramble. But when you
I
said,
mean, you can still talk about it. Yeah.
yeah, but when you said that, I was like, oh, damn, that really kind of struck a chord real fast. Because I think back to the days where I was making $500 a month. I think to the stat of people can't afford a $500 emergency. And then to be in a spot where, okay, I changed my mindset, I changed my work ethic because, again, I was like, man, fuck this job's stupid. Now I'm at my job like, oh, this is the thing that secures my lifestyle, and I'm going to come in and bust my ass and do everything I need to do to 100% secure my position here. And
Yeah.
it isn't going unnoticed, you know? A lot of people, for some reason, a lot of people think, and I've seen so many videos on TikTok about this where people are like, "Oh yeah, when you work at a job, do not do more than the bare minimum to keep the job because anything extra that you do it won't be noticed. They don't care. You're not getting paid more for it. All this other stuff." And that's true. Maybe that's true for a lot of jobs.
It
But
depends on who it is. Yeah.
right. It depends on who it is. It also depends on who you work for because they also have to play the fucking office politics a little bit. It's like you can't just go
Yeah.
in, be a complete asshole, and then do your job good and expect to get promoted.
Yeah.
You still got to come in and be like polite and cordial with people, try to have a good energy and things like that. It's not about just working hard, because you don't even, to move up in positions, you don't even have to be the hardest working person. You have to be the
Yeah.
person that's able to think. Because here's the thing, people don't understand when you come into a minimum level position, typically it's like you're paying for the physical labor. When you move up in positions, you're paying for the mental labor. And if your
Yeah.
mental is worth more than your physical, start building up your mindset as far as like your leadership abilities, your team building abilities, your influencer abilities, like how to like nicely get people to do what you want, and people like you so they want to do it for you. They don't mind helping you out. They respect you, things like that. You don't have
Yeah.
to be a dickhead to get fucking respect. You know, like I think people watch
Yeah.
like a Bronx Tale or some shit where it's like, would I rather be loved or feared? And the guy's like, I'd rather be feared. Well, it's like he's in an illegal fucking crime ring. Of course, he'd rather be feared. You know, but when you're doing a legal job, it's like you don't have to have the mindset of, oh, I'm gonna make everybody in this whole place hate me, so that they just know I'm a fucking asshole, and if they do anything wrong, I'm calling them out on it. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna hate you. You know. But just go in, change your mindset. You know, just be appreciative of the job. That's why I'm appreciative of the situation I'm in now, because I've been making $500 a month. I understand that most people can't afford a $500 emergency, and to be in a position where I can makes me
Yeah.
feel very humble and understanding. Like, wow, I had a really shitty mindset back then, and now I'm in a better spot. You know, and if any of that resonated with anybody that just heard it, well, that's good. I don't know. It just kind of made me want to
Yeah.
talk about that for a second.
Yeah. That goes into kind of what I was telling you about. I had a conversation with my mom, and it kind of clicked something. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
basically you going through that kind of made you be like, okay, this is what I need to do. It just triggered something in your head where it's like, all right, I need to get on it. Then you start doing things, I guess, better than what you did. You was in another
Mm-hmm.
situation. You started appreciating things a lot more or a lot different. And like I said, it seemed like your relationship got better in the process, and like you grew more as a man. And now y'all doing something
Dude,
even
for real.
better. With the TikTok and this and that, and then some stuff behind the scenes, and it's just freaking awesome. Like to see it. Like you said, remember even when we first started this, you was like, "Dude, Drew, I'm so glad that your mind is like that," because a lot of people
Yeah,
you see and it's like, bro, what the heck are they doing?
right.
So
Like, um, I had a conversation with McGavin about this, and just for everybody who's listening, who watched the first couple episodes, McGavin's doing fine. He's really good. We talk to him every now and then. He's safe and sound, stuff like that. So he's good. But I was talking to him about that, and it goes back to my mentor where he said, when you're bettering yourself and you're changing your mindset and you're doing things differently, the old crew that you used to hang around are gonna look at you like, dude, what are you doing? Like, we like,
yeah,
come smoke with us, or come drink with us, or come do this with us. Like, let's go to the club, let's go to the bar, let's go hang out, let's go to the game. It's like, why are you trying to focus on that? Like, they're gonna like their old crew, if they don't change with you, you're gonna basically lose them, because not because you don't like them, right? Like, you're bettering
yeah,
yourself. You want them to come along too, but not everybody has that mindset shift. So when he
yeah,
talked about it, he goes, or when I was talking to McGavin about it, I told him, I was like, yes, when my mentor said this, he's referring to the fact that when you better yourself, it's not you that doesn't want to hang out with your old friends. It's your old friends that don't want to change, that get uncomfortable by the new you.
yeah,
And I told McGavin, I was like, yo, I sold my motorcycle. Like, I'm in a situation right now where I'm not making my house payments. If I lose my house, I'm willing to sacrifice my house, my security. I sold my motorcycle. I'm willing to lose my fucking relationship, because I know that in the future I'll be able to buy 10 bikes. I'm going to be able to get multiple houses. I'm going to, like, either rekindle the relationship with my wife, or if it was never meant to be, it was never meant to be. But it's like the willingness to just, I'm willing to destroy the life that I have to go for the life that I want.
yeah,
And I don't want you to be uncomfortable around me when I make it. So I need you
yeah,
to get on your shit too, right?
mm,
And when I was first, like you said, when I first kind of talked to you about it, and I was like throwing out the little things like, oh, the mindset shift, whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh shit, fuck yes, I'm so glad that you're on the fucking path, because it's like, it just makes it so much better when, like, your old crew that you grew up with, that you're buddies with, you've had friends forever, are able to, like, are making that transition and wanting to grow with you, because then you're not going to reach that uncomfortable spot. Like you said, like we were just talking about the gym. It's like, um, not to be like man versus woman or whatever, but it's like when a man sees another guy in the gym, they're like, oh, I must train harder. Like, I want to,
yeah,
like, it's inspiring. Like, oh, I want to do better. Like,
ugh.
look at my boy. Look at my guy right there. Yeah, I see you fucking throwing the guns up, man. Fuck you.
Yeah,
But it's like, you see your boy working on it, you want to fucking work on it. you know, and it just,
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I'm so glad because it I feel like, okay, it's all mental too. It's not even anything like
Yeah.
that you got to change too much. You know, you just got to change the way you think about the activities that you're doing and kind of log what you're doing on a daily to determine if that's beneficial or not. You know,
Mm.
and then obviously you got to execute on it, which also again builds habits. And you got to start small. You know, but it was just cool to see that you're on the same path as well, or even further along than I was expecting, or even knew about because you were working on all this on your own. And
Yeah.
then when we started talking about it, it just became like, okay, you gotta, what is it, like power pals? You got a fucking teammate to depend on, you know, accountability and stuff like that. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's all
That's what
very
a lot of
very fucking exciting.
stuff about accountability, like you said, what was so good about this is like we can bounce off each other, motivate each other. Like you do this, I do this, and then oh you doing that, I'm doing that. Hey, come on! Like even with the videos, dude. Shout out to James for finally uploading those videos for the
And the
unboxing.
one did
For
really
the
good.
really,
The one, yeah, the one did pretty good compared to the other. But go ahead.
but yeah. So it's like stuff like that. Like it's not like oh James, you know you suck, but there's certain things where it's like certain stuff that you say it motivates other people to do better, and it's like getting to that mindset of like I was telling my girl, like it's easier for people to go to a job and have people telling them what to do. But when
Hmm.
it's for you, you have to do that to yourself. You have to have that same discipline to yourself to be like, you know what,
Yeah.
I can do this. I need to do this. Like even people with Ubers, like some people are rich, like doing Uber, doing DoorDash, but some people are doing the same job, but the other people are more discipline on themselves and like, yo,
Disciplined.
I need to do this
Yep.
by this time I need to go over here, I need to go over there. And it just how you pace yourself in that mindset that makes you like basically, self sufficient. That hungry, like I want it, so I'm gonna go get it. And when people have that hungry
Right.
mindset, it becomes a lot better. So that's why you saying you went through that, it made you more hungry. And that's what's good about it.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
Definitely woke me up as a man, as a provider, because here I am, dude. Man, I always go back to this, and then like if I ever write a fucking book, this part is gonna be in there 100%. But it's like I go back to this one time, like I got paid. Like this is when I was working at my old job. I got paid. The next day, like I got paid on Wednesday. Thursday, I had no money in my bank account because a bill came out,
uh,
and
yeah.
then Netflix hit and it overdrafted my account by $35. So a $10
Mm,
Netflix cost me $45 that month because it was a $35 overdraft fee.
yeah.
And I was negative in the fucking bank account. And then I remember in 2019 when I was working at the car wash and trying to do real estate and shit like that. This is when we were living off of our 401k money, right? We burned through all that and we were whatever. I was waiting for a check to come in like that Friday. It was like Tuesday or something like that. When I was working at the car wash, I would clean out the vacuum cleaners at the end of the night, and people who vacuum up coins and shit like that, I would just collect them all. Like I was digging through
Really, dude?
dude, I was digging through the fucking.
I've never heard that ever,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
That's
when I was
crazy.
working at the car wash, and because people would wash their car, they'd go out, they'd vacuum it and stuff like that. Like the canisters had to be cleaned every day, right? So I
Yeah,
mean,
he wasn't stealing out the cars, guys. He was stealing out the trash cans.
yeah. So the vacuum cleaner canisters had to be cleaned anyway. So at the
Yeah,
end of the day, it only made sense to drop the bucket down and go through the fucking thing as you're cleaning it out to fucking pick up all the coins.
yeah.
Because, dude, just by doing that, not in a day, but over like the few months that I was working there,
Mm,
like 2, 3 months, I collected like $150 worth of coins. So it wasn't like a
dang.
small amount over. I mean, for 3 months, yeah. But it's like I was negative in my bank account, and like by $70, like a bill came out or whatever. It's like I was negative $70. I went downstairs to the garage. I fucking ran to Walmart to get coin rollers. I rolled up a bunch of coins and took it to the bank to fucking avoid getting another overdraft fee. I roll like coins that I got out that people were throwing away, coins that I got out of the fucking vacuum cleaners. I rolled to prevent myself from getting another overdraft fee at my bank account. That
Yeah.
was the lowest point I've ever been at. Like I rolled quarters to not go negative, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, like God
Dang,
forbid
dude.
my car fucked up during that year, like God forbid. But like
Yeah.
it was just that changed me. I'm gonna tell you that changed me right there.
Yeah, I bet, man.
That was a
Yeah,
low
like,
moment.
dang.
That was a low
Like
fucking
just
moment.
just thinking about that's like what's it's not good, but like I said, once you go through that, it's almost gives you a humbling experience.
Exactly.
Because when you do have the money, it's like, oh my gosh, bro, this is where I came from. I remember my downest moments. And now since you have kids, it's like I don't want them to ever go through that. And I'm glad I
That
worked my hardest so that can happen. Yeah.
that was another thing, man. Even during that time, like I'm negative, dude. I would go to bed at like midnight, 1 a.m., and at 4 a.m. I'm like fucking shaking, like waking myself
Yeah.
up, you know, because like I'm like literally like can't fucking sleep
Yeah.
at 4 a.m. I sleep like 3 hours, 4 hours a night. Like I'm stressfully waking up, and my whole goal during that whole time, like I'm working at the car wash, I'm listening, I'm doing my classes like on my headphones I'm not supposed to have on. I'm doing role plays like sales calls and shit like that while I'm cleaning cars. It's like I'm listening to books while I'm over there, all this other shit, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I'm cold calling people for real
Yeah.
estate. I'm listening to real estate videos, whatever. I was doing all that while I was working at the car wash. And when we had like no money and we were negative and I'm rolling quarters and I'm waking up stressed out, freaking out, shit like that. In those moments, I'm like uh looking at the sales course and whatever. The thing that I wanted to make sure that I did was to not even let my daughter or my daughters. Hold up, was it? No. It was just one at the time because it's 2019
Yeah.
that I was doing that. Yeah, the one thing I wanted to do was not let my daughter know what was going on or feel what was going on. Right?
Yeah.
I wanted her to just kind of keep living blissfully like everything's cool, you know, because I don't
Yeah.
need my kid to fucking feel all that stress and things like that. But now I'm no, I'll do it later. But now again, it's very nice and enjoyable to have a fucking big safety net now. You know,
Yeah.
like to know that I'm catching up on my debts, my bills are paid every month. To have like money, like enough money to put aside. Tatiana's growing her business. We're growing on TikTok. I'm working hard. I'm like looking at other opportunities to potentially move up in the company that I'm working with. And it's just like nobody is saying that you can't have a job and be a successful entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right? It's just you can because you got to go make funds. You have to have income and leverage and whatever to be able to put it into these investments and things like that. Now, obviously, there's ways that you can trade your skills, like build up a skill, but it takes years to build up a skill to the point where you're outpacing a job, or
Yeah.
potentially. I mean, depending on how quickly you learn or how fiercely you dedicate to it. But if let's say you don't have any skills, dude, just go fucking bust your ass. Like all the days that you miss at
Yeah.
work, that's money out of your fucking pocket. If you can get overtime, get overtime. Like literally, I understand that it's difficult. You got kids. You're a single mom. You're a single dad. You don't have a support system. You can't afford daycare. The cheapest fucking way that you can work the most amount of hours, right, to get more income, to where you have a little bit of disposable to put into other things, is what's going to get you out of your fucking hole, right?
Yeah.
Also
For
comes
sure.
down to what you know. This is another little nugget that I'm going to throw out there, I guess. Um, I think it's something crazy like 60% of people after they graduate high school never read another book or never buy another book
I
in their
can
life.
see that for sure.
And then like 90% of people never read another book or buy another book in their life. There's something crazy fucking amount, right? And then you wonder why the top 10% makes so much money. Because the top 10% read a book a week, to a book a month, and the top 1% read a couple of books a week. And it doesn't necessarily mean from start to finish, things like that, or Audible just playing in the background. Like, they kind of cherry pick the information that they need out of each book. But it's like, there's a reason why the top 10% earn the most money. And it's because they have knowledge. And applied knowledge is power. So if you want to change your life, literally just start with books. Like, literally anything that you want to do. Like, if you feel like you're fucking lazy, look up books on how to not be lazy. You can find a fuck ton of them. Listen to them, because then it's going to explain to you why you're lazy in a way that you've never heard before. It's going to explain to you things that you can do to stop being lazy or stop procrastinating. And once you kind of get these little changes,
Yeah.
you'll start to fucking make a huge difference in your life. Like me, I'm getting books all the time. Get an Audible, dude. If you listen, like, work better listening, get an Audible subscription. It's $14 a month. You get 2 credits or a credit every month. You can get a book for free every month. And obviously you're paying for the subscription, but if you use the credit to buy a book that's more than $14, you're getting that book at a discount. Get you a book
Yeah.
every month. Fucking play it while you're in the car. Play it while you're at the gym. Play it while you're, let's say you're playing a fucking RPG and you're just grinding. Have it playing in the background. Just listen to the book. And then kind of start paying attention to it. You know, there's a book out there for every fucking thing that you ever want to learn. Multiple books. Some bad, some good. You'll start finding people that you kind of resonate with. Things like that. But I don't know. It just comes down to, like you said, the discipline and changing the mindset. And it's a lot harder than you think. Because every level, there's another devil. And every time you learn something about yourself or think that you've conquered this demon inside you that's causing you to be a shitty person, there's just another deeper level where he's like waiting for you. The little devil inside is like, you thought you got
That's
rid of
what
me,
happened.
fucker.
What they said, that's what Denzel told Will Smith when he got his award. That at your highest point, that's when the devil come after you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the freaking happened.
Yeah.
He finally got his award, and then everybody, he basically got taken away from him. It didn't get taken away, but that moment was basically ruined because of that, what he did.
Right.
And that's huge. And that's in everyday life. Like, guys, like, don't, like, that's what I'm saying, that humble stuff is so real. Like, if you, as more grounded you are, the more things you'll get. When bad things happen, you have to see the good in it. Otherwise, say you get depressed, you can get down, you can get
Dude.
lonely, you can be like, oh, I'm gonna be like this forever. And then once you like this, trust me, I told you I was like that. I was depressed, man. I remember like just being literally like super down, like depressed, then out of depression, then brokenhearted, then like suicidal, then like all that. Like it was terrible. And then now, like I be like, even when I'm in the shower, I call that like my calm time.
Mm-hmm.
I be like, dang, bro. I remember when I was like on my knees, like crying, like, dang, bro, like this terrible stuff. And I'm like, wow, now I'm in a better like place. I'm actually looking forward to stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, eventually I'm gonna have my own kids. You know what I'm saying? My girl got a kid. And it's like, I'm gonna do it. It's so good to know that it's like, man, like I can feel it, I can see it, and we came a long way.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I didn't even know it was that bad for you. Like, you hit it well, or you just didn't talk about it.
I told y'all, y'all was there for me. Shout out to McGavin too, man, for sure. Because especially that time, like it was a terrible time.
When you were
I think the
brokenhearted,
worst.
I know what
Yeah,
you're
that
talking
was that
about.
was
Yeah.
that was tough. Like that took me a whole year, and sometimes you still think like, dang, that sucks, but I still think that was the worst thing I've ever went through, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Dude,
And I
yeah.
say that, like that's literally the worst thing I've ever been through. But it's the best thing that happened to me because it helped me grow as a man,
Yep.
and it helped me realize what I'm worth. And guys, trust me, dude. I understand. Like that's another thing. I understand that some girl can break your heart. You may think she's the best thing going, but there's more girls way better out there, and they will accept you for who you are. Don't change for nobody. Be the person that you are because trust me, this girl's lined up waiting for you. What they say, more fish in the sea, and the more you be yourself, the more real and the connection you'll have with that girl.
And here's the thing. If you didn't peak in high school, guess what? You're peaking in your 30s. So if you're still in your 25 or something like that,
Yeah.
you got time. Don't rush it, you know?
Yeah.
Something that I learned or that I heard recently, just to kind of go off of what you're saying, it
Yeah.
is a requirement for a man to be interesting. It's a requirement.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not interesting or you're not into different things, like, dude, if you're a man and let's say you like going to the gym and you just work out and you're like fit, like you're not like whatever. You're just a regular dude, just normal size, whatever. If you're into like different things, like let's say you're into guns or you're into sports or you're into um, architecture, you're into construction, you're into painting, you're into movies, shows, you're into Hollywood, like you're like interested in like maybe pop culture, like what celebrities are doing, things like that. Maybe you're into skiing, literally anything, like woodworking,
Yeah.
whatever it is. If you have multiple interests and you pursue them and become competent enough to have a conversation about, or you become kind of like a topical jack of all trades, like anybody can bring up anything and you could talk about it, and you can have like an intelligent insight on any topic. Like right now, if somebody talked to me about space, I would talk to them about fucking how whatever. Like the speed of light only allows us to see so far into the past. And someone would be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And then, but I can like talk about it and really kind of just give like a way of like make somebody interested in the topic or have an intellectual or interesting conversation about anything somebody brings up.
Yeah.
And that is attractive to women because you're interesting. You can be a little mysterious, like you can be a little cold to women, and people find that interesting.
They love this shit.
Yeah, like it. The thing is, and when I guess when girls are like playing like the fucking head games or some shit like that, dude, if you are unbothered by it, you're like
Yeah.
the hottest dude ever. Because
Yeah.
because here's the thing, women like very again, this is like whatever, take it however you want. But women wait at the finish line and pick the winner, right? That's like a men are competitive, women are choosy, right? So
Yeah.
obviously, men compete for the attention, and or they compete against each other, right? The best man wins, and then women pick the best man. That makes sense. Um, whatever that means, like he could be the sweetest guy, the most sensitive guy, the strongest guy, the angriest guy, the most badass guy, whatever the criteria of winner she's looking for.
Yeah.
Obviously,
The most douchiest guy, most of the girls.
yeah. But here's the thing: when it comes down to it, you can be the douchey guy and not be a douchey guy. And it doesn't mean
It's
like,
true.
oh, act like you don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Because as long as you're genuine, in my opinion, or at least this kind of works for me or whenever I was dating and stuff like that, it's like it's like somebody can do something that would like genuinely hurt you. Like you want to spend time with them, they say they want to spend time with you, and then go hang out with somebody else, right? And then it's just like,
Yeah.
you can let them know like that bothered you, and if you do it in the right way, they're gonna feel bad about it. The goal is to make
Yeah.
them feel bad about what they're doing, if it's truly bothering you, and if it contradicts what they're saying,
Yeah.
because you're gonna basically highlight that they're lying to you, and they don't like
Yeah.
that. Makes them feel bad, and you win in the end. You
Some
win.
girls, hey, they don't like that. They don't like, oh my gosh, you make me feel bad, but they hate it. But some girls like it. It's kind of weird, man. It
Yeah.
depends on the girl for sure.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the girl. But then what ultimately it does, it protects you as a man. Because
Yeah.
you're not putting yourself in a position to get hurt, by like these chicks that are fucking playing games or whatever. Because you, like you said, understand your value as a man.
Yeah.
And obviously we're speaking kind of more towards the boys on this one, but it's like you understand your value. And again, same with women. It's like you understand your value. Like the thing that makes women valuable is their femininity. Like for
Yeah.
some reason, like I was Tatiana was talking about this yesterday because there was a video that she came across where it was a mom complaining about being a stay-at-home mom. And all the women in the comments are like, yes, preach. Oh my God, they have no idea how hard it is. It's a 24/7 job and we don't get paid for it, right? They're trying to talk it up like it's a 24/7 job. You never take a day off, can never fucking have a moment to yourself. Tatiana's in the comments like, so who did your nails? Where'd you have the time to do that?
Yeah.
The lady in the video talked about how, oh, my husband works for 14 days straight and comes home. You know what the first thing he does is take the kids because he knows that I work 24/7 those 14 days. He had paid lunch. He had uninterrupted lunches, uninterrupted bathroom breaks, and she was kind of like highlighting all of the luxuries of working, having a job, an actual job. And even Tatiana was
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
dude, that makes no fucking sense. And the thing is, there was one person in the comments that I saw that got it, where it's like, dude, I go to work and make money and I'm working for a company where they tell me what to do all the fucking time. You stay at home with the kids, right? And they're like, it's not a competition. My job has its pros, has its cons. Your stay-at-home mom job has its pros, has its cons, right?
Yeah.
And what people do is, and especially the modern day
Modern
women,
day, yeah. I was about to say that, yeah.
yeah, traditional women don't really make that comparison.
That's
They
all
they
it
sit there,
was back then, yeah.
yeah, dude, like the fucking traditional women's like, dude, you worked 14 days straight. Sit the fuck down. Relax. I got this, okay?
Yeah.
And then like, dude, this is okay. This is I'm gonna highlight the hypocrisy in the modern woman's mind, right? I've been at home all day with the kids. All fucking day, 24/7. I never get any breaks. I can't go to the bathroom by myself. Even when I'm asleep, my kids wake up fucking 4 times a night, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then the man comes home. He tries to help do the dishes. I got to go behind him and do it right because he's doing it wrong. Take the fucking help,
Yeah.
first off. And then two, it's like, okay, you're not seeing where the cons are of his job. You're just highlighting the pros. Like, oh, he gets uninterrupted lunches, uninterrupted breaks. He can sit. It's like, dude, like the job that I'm at over last summer, dude, I would go in at 11 a.m. Sometimes I'd get off at midnight. I'd be like,
Yeah.
not even including the drive to work, which is like 15 minutes. Like, because people highlight that too. Like, you're alone in the car. You're alone on break. You're alone in the bathroom. You're alone. It's like, okay. But I'm also
Yeah.
dealing with people that I don't have 100% control over. I'm dealing with fucking other adults who could literally walk up to me and be like, fuck you, fuck off, if they wanted to, right? And it just kind of like it's a balancing act of like all these different emotions of different human beings that are adults that think they fucking know better. But they're just highlighting the pros of working and the cons of staying at a stay-at-home mom. And then it's like, okay, well, what about the flip side? Because it's not a competition.
Yeah.
How about see the pros and cons of both? I mentioned, and I was going to comment this, but I was like, I'm too fucking frustrated by this piece of shit lady that I don't even want to talk about it. But I told her, like, in my mind, what I told Tatiana, I was like, dude, what I could easily type is, okay, well, what about when your kid goes into your closet, puts on your high heels, and walks out into the kitchen with, like, one of your hats on and is looking cute, and you snap a little video or picture of, like, them being cute. Guess who missed
Yeah.
that? The dad that's
Yeah.
outside of the house working.
Yeah.
Guess who misses all those little funny moments and can only hear about it because he's busting his ass for 14 days straight? And then you want him to come home and fucking just immediately change shit diapers? Like, come on. You want to talk about... Oh, and this is another thing that the stay-at-home moms hate, where they're like, I cook, I clean, the kids wake up in the middle of the night. I just want to sleep, right? I just want to get
Yeah.
some sleep. It's like, dude, okay, let's look at the performance at a regular job. Like, I go to work. There's a minimum expectation that I'm supposed to have, and my boss will make sure that I hit that minimum expectation, or I'm either written up, having a conversation, or I'm fired if it's that egregious, right?
Yeah.
There's a level of expectation that I have to hit at my job. If your kids are 2 years old and 5 years old and waking up 4 times a night,
Yeah.
you're a shitty parent. You're a shitty employee at this job. You're not good at your job. Nobody's auditing you. Nobody's putting an expectation on you. You just think you're the fucking top tier mom because, oh, whenever my kids need something, I'm there. It's like, dude, set a fucking boundary. How about put your kids to bed at fucking 9 o'clock and make them fucking sleep? Like, there's books on how to get that to happen. What did I fucking say earlier? Like, there's ways to learn how to do that, and there's ways to implement certain things to get your kid to behave in the way that you want them to behave. In the book that I'm reading right now, 12 Rules of Life by Jordan Peterson, one of the rules is don't let your kids do anything that would cause you to not like them. If your kid's waking up 4 times a night, I can guarantee you you're not fucking happy with them. You're not happy about it. And guess where they learned it from? You. You tolerated it for 5 years.
Yeah.
You're a shitty parent. Your husband should be upset with you. Because guess what? If he's going and busting his ass for 14 days straight and then comes home and has to deal with the kids not fucking sleeping throughout the night, that's a problem. And who are they spending their time with? You. And who do they? Kids are inherent. They are
Yeah.
neutral. They're not good, they're not bad. They're taught to be good and bad. You're
Exactly.
tolerating bad behavior and bad things. And again, I'm not talking about special cases where someone might have special needs, autism, whatever, or somebody's just like their child is more energetic and things like that. Again, there's ways around it. But you got to learn those ways around it. You can't just be like, I'm in a shitty situation. This is my life. My kid's bad or my kid sucks or it's hard to deal with. You don't know. You don't know my
My
struggle.
kids.
It's like, how about fucking stop bitching about it? And everybody in the
Yeah.
comments was like, she's not complaining. She's just stating facts. It's like, that sound, yeah, in a negative tone sounds like a complaint.
Oh my god. Yeah. What's crazy about that is a lot of women, if they had a choice to stay home, they would for sure. And most
Exactly.
women want kids. So why, when you have the kids, now you complaining about them? That's another thing. Second, if the roles were reversed and the man was staying at home and the woman was doing all the work, she would look at the man like, "What are you doing?" You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing this, and you know what I'm saying? Where the food? Why you got the kids? Why you ain't do this?
Right.
So it's like, and what most of the time women would be like, "Okay, this is my money. You got to get your own money," type stuff too, as well.
Exactly.
And it was, it's freaking crazy.
The
Like,
double
girls are
standard.
funny. Yeah, it's like a double standard, and it's like I've had to talk with my girl about certain situation, not necessarily our situation, but and she could probably go kill me if she watches. But anyway,
It's okay.
there's a certain
Talk about
thing
it.
where it's um, like you said, say if a dude was working 14 days a week,
Yeah.
right, and he finally has that day off when he comes home. Imagine the woman complaining of his day off that he's not doing nothing but resting.
How does that make him feel? Unappreciated.
Yeah,
And I understand there are men out there that work all the time. And someone did say this in the comments, and I was like, oh, I agree with that. Where it's like, okay, even if the woman also has a job, it's like, oh, well, I make more, or my job's harder. Basically saying that the woman's still not good enough, right? And I,
see that?
but
Yeah,
here's the
that's the
thing:
wrong thing. Yeah,
there are guys out there, and I've seen that, right? So that does make sense to me. Where I'm like, yes, sometimes men will still hold that over that, like, oh yeah, my job's way harder, so obviously you got to be doing still the dishes and cleaning and shit like that. In the modern world, there are certain traditional things that can't be true. Like if both of you guys are working full-time jobs, 40 hours a week, or even worse, like both of y'all are working like 50, 60 hours a week each. Yes, the household chores should be kind of divided up a bit, like
yeah.
100%. Like in the mornings, I'm the one that gets up, takes Marie to school, get her breakfast, get her dressed, stuff like that, and hang out with Bella and stuff like that. Because a lot of times when Tatiana's working, she's working way late at night. Like she'll start working at like 10 and get off, like stop working on her projects at like 3, 4. Sometimes she's come to bed at 7 a.m. Where she just works all night,
Dang.
and she's with the kids all day. But here's the thing: even Tatiana was in the comments of that video, like, yeah, man, like my kids I love it when they come to the bathroom with me. Like it's like a funny thing for them to be like trying to like mess with me while I'm in the bathroom. And it's like the little nuances of them getting in trouble or running around or messing with stuff in my office. It's like, dude, there's ways around. Lock the fucking door. You don't have to think about it. Like, just as an example, like there's people in my life where their house is set up like for the adults, but then they have two little small kids. So then every 5 seconds they're like, no, stop touching that, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that, because they're getting into shit they shouldn't get into. Dude, our house is like bare bones. Like right now, there's really nothing for them to get into. The only thing that would be like in our drawers in our bedroom or in the office. The other access that
Yeah.
they have, we have the stairs blocked off with a baby gate so they can't come up into my office. And Tatiana's office is closed. Our bedroom door is closed and locked. So the only thing they can get to is the hallway, the living room, which doesn't have anything in reach that they can get into, the kitchen, and their bedroom. So it's like, dude, we sectioned off the house to where they can literally do anything in there and it doesn't fuck with any
Yeah.
shit that we don't want them to fuck with. There's a way around it. Bella
Yeah.
likes to fucking open up the back door and walk outside. We fucking lock it, prop the chair in front of it that she can't move. So then if Tatiana wants to take a nap on the couch, she doesn't have to worry about Bella getting out. It's
Yeah.
like there's ways around shit like that. And I will tell you this right now. If you listen to the fucking doctors telling you to wake your fucking baby up, newborn, 3, 4, 5 times a night to feed them in the middle of the night, you're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Dude, feed them more than you normally would. Let them sleep. Put them to bed at a fucking normal time, like 8, 9, 10 o'clock, or whenever you're about to go to bed. Feed them a bunch. Let them sleep until they wake up. Don't wake them up to fucking feed them. Feed them more than you normally would. Let them sleep for fucking 6 hours. Yes, they're going to wake up
Yeah.
in the middle of the night. Feed them again more than you normally would. Let them sleep for another fucking 6 hours. You woke up one time and got 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you don't have a job, shit like that, whatever. But fucking start them off earlier. Get them on your schedule. You don't need to be on a baby's schedule. Get them on your schedule of when you go to sleep, when you wake up. Start from when they're fucking brand new.
Yeah.
And again, people have this weird mindset, and it goes the same way for me as a lead at work. When somebody is performing badly, oh, what's up with your person? What's up with your guy? Like, why are they not doing well? Right? It's your fault, James. You're not working with them enough. But if someone's doing really good, oh man, that associate is great. They got it fucking hands down perfect. It's like, dude, but you didn't see me working with that person too. You know?
Yeah.
You get responsibility for when the kid or when the associate or employee is bad, but you don't get the praise for when the associate or employee is good. Right? They get the
Yeah.
praise. Okay? Same thing with being a parent. If your kid's bad, oh man, the parent, like it's like you got a bad kid, you know, it's like what are you doing as a parent? It's like all this blame gets put on the parent when the kid is bad. Kind of rightfully so, because kids learn negative behaviors or tolerate it. Like you tolerate the negative behavior, so they keep doing it. And kids are naturally going to push the boundary, and you got to be the
Yeah.
one to reinforce the boundary. So, but people look at it like, oh man, like what are you doing as a parent? Like obviously you're not doing this. They put all this negative critique on the parent. But if you have a good kid, people don't want to give you the credit for setting them up in a positive way. Or, oh man, you did this, did this, did this, did this, and that's why your kid is doing well. Right? They just go, oh, you got a good kid. You're lucky. That's what they say.
Yeah. I've heard
And
of
it's
that
like,
before.
you know why people do that?
Why?
Because if they have a bad kid and people put the responsibility on them, they like to push the responsibility off of themselves and say that they just have a bad kid. And then they don't want to acknowledge that you're a good parent and you're doing things differently because it highlights the fact that they're a bad parent. So
Yeah.
they want to say you're lucky because your kid is just good. But it's like, no, I did things differently. The reason why dude, I can't go into more detail without calling somebody out specifically. But it's like, dude, the reason why my kid is talking at such a young age or dude, Bella's 2 years old counting to 20. Right?
That's freaking great. Yeah.
When my daughter Marie is in kindergarten, before she went to kindergarten, she's telling you the 50 states. She's telling you the state capitals, the fucking president. She's telling you she can count to 1,000. She's fucking doing multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, whatever. I think I said division twice, but like she's doing all of like these math things. She's doing reading. She's doing sight words. She's doing all this, dude. She's in kindergarten for like 3 months. They send us a fucking syllabus of what they're going to be learning for the year, and it's like by the end of the year, know 20 sight words. I'm like, the fuck? She knows like all of them. And then like by the end of
Yeah.
the year, count to 100. I'm like, dude, she's counting to like 1,000. By the end of the year, doing basic addition, like 1+1, 2+2, shit like that. I'm like, dude, she's doing multiplication and division already. She's not even in kindergarten. Now she's in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like, dude, when she couldn't walk, we were throwing Babies First on, where she's learning colors, she's learning how to talk, she's learning phonics, she's learning ABCs, counting. From the time that she was a newborn to 3 years old. Like, I have a video of her when she's like 1.5, 2 years old, or like two and a half, whatever her age was. I think she was 2 or about to be 2. She's getting out of the car. She's walking. She looks at the camera. It's a video on YouTube. I can show you. She looks at the camera and she goes, 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 1 = 2. Right? And she's like 2 years old. Damn it. Jarrell cut out. Hopefully he'll jump back in and we can continue the recording. But I guess Jarrell lost signal. But whatever. But as far as it, hopefully he'll come back soon. But yeah, when I'm talking about that, it's like she was counting that early. And when you're thinking about it, hey, dude, you're back. It was just, what was the last thing you heard me say?
I don't remember because it just threw me off. I guess when you was talking about when Marie was 3 years old or something like that.
Yeah. So, all right. So everybody else heard that, but like, there's a video on YouTube where she's like, she's like 2 years old, and she's like 1 + 1 = 2. Like, she's doing math at 2 years old, and it's not like, but it was by accident. Like, we put that shit on for her to watch, and it was just downloading into her brain. There's a reason why Bella is like talking so much as she is now, and understanding things. And Bella is very physical. Like, Bella is barely 2. Like, she just turned 2 in December. When she finishes eating, she picks up her plate, she puts it in the sink. When we change her diaper, we give her the diaper, she goes and puts it in the trash can. Like, if you kick your shoes off, she'll take your shoes and put them in the closet and with the shoe rack. It's like,
Yes.
she's 2. This is not by accident. But, oh, you just got a good kid. You're lucky. It's like, no. My kid does bad things too, but we correct it.
Yeah.
Don't let your kid do anything that would cause you to not like them.
Yeah.
So if your kid hits you, especially little boys are naturally trying to push the envelope and figure out where the boundary of authority is. That's all they do. Testing the fucking waters. And the more they test it and the more close they get to the edge, the better. Because you want to push yourself as a man or as a boy growing is going to naturally want to push themselves beyond their limits to figure out what their limitations actually are.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when kids start doing that, like you can see them like looking at you, like smiling at you while they're doing something. Why you telling them not to
Like,
do
you're
it?
gonna call me out on it? You're gonna do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like teasing
Yeah.
you. They're testing you, right? And sometimes you got to just let them do it. Like, let them get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if they're gonna jump off the roof, don't fucking.
Yeah, I'll say,
But
I'm
it's
like,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, like, yeah, we'll see how quickly. Yeah, I'll take you to the hospital. You know. But like, let them do it. Let them test the fucking water. Let them test the boundary. Like, let them do something dangerous in a controlled way, because ultimately, again, in the book, it's like 12 rules of life. Like, don't interrupt kids while they're skateboarding, because it's dangerous. Skateboarding is dangerous, and they're gonna fall. They're gonna get hurt. It's doing something dangerous, right? And instead of wrapping them in bubble wrap and putting a helmet on them, competence is the best form of safety. Because when you have these BMX like X Games, like dudes doing 50-foot fucking jumps like in flips, they are the most safe because they are confident and competent in their own skills and abilities to know that they can push it that far and not get hurt.
Yeah.
because they've trained themselves to handle the danger. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you have to fall to get there.
Yeah.
Sometimes the kids got to get into something or fucking fall down or get hurt or trip or whatever. It's like you can't just fucking bubble wrap them and prevent them from doing anything dangerous.
And that
You
goes
got to let them be a little
with
rambunctious.
literally
Like,
everything we've been talking about. Sometimes you have to have that moment where you're down so you can go up.
it's the struggle.
Yeah.
When you watch a movie, it comes down to basic plot elements.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, and end, protagonist, antagonist, conflict, resolution.
Yeah.
You cannot have an interesting story without those, right?
In the climax.
There's a beginning to the story,
Yeah.
middle, climax. I forgot what the last part is. Resolve, but the conflict and resolution.
Yeah.
It's like there has to be a fucking reason you're doing it, the reason, a thing to overcome, and it just comes back to the struggle. You know,
Yeah.
doing things dangerously in a controlled manner, like having one foot securely planted in order while testing the waters of chaos. But that's how you grow. That's how you expand. It comes back to learning things and knowledge, growing your mindset, expanding on the books that you read, the things that you know,
Yeah.
and applying it. And I think you're about to dip out again. Your internet. Maybe it's my signal.
What the
I
heck
don't
is
know.
going on?
So there's going to be a couple of times where Jarrell jumps out and jumps back in on this episode. But that's kind of weird. Like, that's not really something normally that's happening. But I wonder what it is. It might be my signal. It might be his signal. I think it's mine. Because when I'm looking at him, it shows him having a green bars and I'm having little yellow bars. So I don't know if it's me. It might be my connection bumping you out, potentially.
Yeah, because I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, I'm connected. Usually it'll show up,
Yeah.
but everything is green. It's all good.
Yeah, it's showing me as yellow, but you as green. But I don't know why that would kick you out, even though, because I don't know. I don't know. But, man, when it just comes down to it, just read more, learn more.
Yeah, better yourself.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better.
And surround yourself around people that value the same thing. Even like you said, even the old people that you've been with, don't just like leave them in the dirt. Like at least let them know like what's up. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do, and do something like that. Don't just leave them. Try to
Yeah.
help them, and then if they don't get it, hey, you try to show.
I
'em.
think something in the Tatiana's talked about this, where it's like in the Bible, like God is happy with you trying 3 times, something like that. Where it's like if somebody's doing something wrong and you tell them 3 times, it's like you did your part, like you tried.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's just them not taking the message.
Exactly.
And again, you don't even have to leave them in the dirt. They will let themselves out. If you're really on your grind and on your game and your mindset's changing and you're switching up, people will naturally start to get uncomfortable around you. And you'll start to see through the facade of the average person. Because you'll be having conversations with somebody and let's say there's something that you learn, right? You'll have a conversation with somebody and they'll say something that's the complete opposite of the successful person that you've listened to. And you're like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, and you'll ask them a question that'll completely dismantle their argument, and then they'll be like, either get emotional or fucking walk out. You know, it's like when people want to talk about the wage gap between men and women. A very simple question is, okay, if I can hire all women to do the same job, why would I ever hire a man if they cost more to do the exact same work?
Yeah.
And then, dude, like
they don't choose to do the work.
Yeah, usually the person who's
the same job. Yeah.
Yeah, if we're doing the exact same quality of work and I can pay less to you, why would I ever hire a man? And dude, immediately when people hear that, they're like, well, I mean, and they go into like either emotional or excuse mode, like blah, 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 right? Like they start blurting out shit, or they like excuse themselves out. It's the exact same thing when you learn something new and then you ask that question that kind of dismantles the person's argument. Like, they are going to be uncomfortable and fucking get annoyed with you because you're not just agreeing with what they're saying, you're contradicting what they're saying because it's wrong. It's a wrong way of thinking.
Yeah.
To better yourself. And again, they'll see themselves out. When you start seeing like close friends kind of not want to hang out with you or not want to talk to you, stuff like that, you're kind of probably on the right path because unless you're obviously fucking up. Like you're doing cocaine and shit like that. And then it's like, whoa, there's a reason why they're leaving, you know. But like, Going back to the Denzel Washington telling Will Smith about that, there's another thing that I've never heard before that Denzel Washington said right around that time. He goes, "You know you're doing something wrong when the devil doesn't bother you."
Yeah,
Because he's like,
that's
the
good.
devil's like, no, 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 leave him alone. He's doing good. I like this one. He's my favorite. Because you're fucking up. But when you're doing something right and you're trying to change yourself for the better, again, this is when it kind of like takes away from that moment. That's when the devil finds you. So he's
Yeah.
like, when the devil's coming at you, you're doing something right. When the devil's leaving you alone, you're doing something wrong. So if things are a little too good to be true, start evaluating your
Yeah.
actions. Maybe something's not so good that you're doing, or maybe something. If the things that are kind of going wrong, things are happening, the devil's fucking with you. Maybe you're on the right path.
And what's so crazy about that? It all goes back to the mind, guys. Like what they say, like when somebody messes with you, it's like it's all in the mind. Like even evil stuff, like even like supernatural stuff. Not getting too much
Mm.
detail. If you're weak minded, that stuff is gonna mess with you.
Yeah.
As long as you're strong minded and strong spirited, that stuff can't touch you. That stuff will bounce right off you because that's why they say kids are the easiest people to influence
Mm-hmm.
because I think they say your mind doesn't fully develop until you're like
Mm-hmm.
25. That's why they don't let you like what drink, drive, do all this other stuff because your mind needs to be more powerful than what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like when you're a kid. So it's like the older you are, the more mind, the headstrong that you are, strong minded that you are, and strong spirited you are.
Yeah.
That stuff would not bother you
Sometimes that's a
unless
problem too.
somebody like throw you off the path.
Right. Just
Yeah,
going off of the 25 thing, it's like if you're surrounded by negative people and things like that, your entire life up to 25, and people with bad habits, things like that, then you're going to adopt those. And at 25, when your mind's fully developed, that's all you know. For you to change now, it takes extreme trauma or struggle. Whereas when you're younger, if
yeah,
you're already
for sure.
as a parent, if you are bringing your kid up, they're people tell you all this all the time that they're sponges. They mimic what you do. You have to better yourself to be a better parent, to make a better product. If you just look at excuse me.
Yeah,
If you just look at children as a product, right? Would you buy the shittiest
yeah,
machine possible, cheapest machine possible to try to make the iPhone, or like to try to make a great product? No, they're getting top of the tier electronics. They're getting top tier chips. They're getting top tier uh, metals and plastics and glass to compile into this phone that is of a premium quality. So for you to be a better parent and for
yeah,
your kids to be a better product, you have to update your machinery. There's an
yeah,
old picture that I saw. It was kind of like a motivational picture where it showed a guy, he was doing push-ups, and there was like a baby next to him. And then the caption said, "I thought about giving up until I noticed who was watching." Basically saying his kid.
yeah,
It's like, dude, you got to be like, dude, if you're trying things and failing at them and you quit, the message that sends to your kid subconsciously,
yeah,
you got to be the best version of yourself to develop the best version of your children and the people around you.
exactly,
And the better, and
for sure.
going back to like men and dating and things like that, the more you better yourself and the more high value you become, where you're on your grind, you got your money right, you got your mind right, you got your physicality right, you're into your hobbies and you're interesting, the higher value women are going to be throwing themselves at you. Because right now,
Yeah,
if you're dealing with somebody that's playing with like the little head games and shit like that, and they're like, "Oh man, right?" It's like you're dealing with a low value person because you're low value. And again, like women, the higher value you make yourself, like if you get again your mindset right, your physicality right, you get your morals and ethics and everything in line, and you're valuing yourself and holding yourself and remaining pure. And I don't mean like in a slut
it's
shaming
hard to
way or
do.
whatever.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what
I
you
don't mean
mean.
it like in a slut shaming way. I just mean like if you are true to yourself and you're not playing like these bullshit games with guys and you're just being a genuine person, like, oh, I like this person, so I'm gonna give it my all. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you don't hold any bitterness or anything like that. Again, it goes for men and women. But it's like if you're bettering yourself, again, it goes back to the making of the iPhone. If you're bettering the materials that you use, the product becomes more premium.
Yeah.
And
More people want
scarcity,
you.
exactly. Again, and also when it comes down to sleeping around or kind of like casual sex and stuff like that, the scarcity increases demand. If
Yeah.
you're loose and you just give it to anybody, people are less likely to want it. There's a reason why
Yeah.
people don't pick pennies up off the fucking ground. You can walk by a thousand fucking pennies on the ground. You don't give a shit because the value is at 1 penny. It's not worth carrying it around. Or like a lot of people just blow past it unless it's on heads, you know? But it's like the more like the more scarce you make yourself, or if you make
Yeah.
your availability more scarce and you work on yourself and you get everything right, you're only going to get approached by higher quality people because you yourself is of a higher quality.
Yeah.
And eventually, even if you're like a lot of the times people are kind of weird. Like they'll go to a bar or a club or something like that, meet somebody, and then wonder why that person wants to go out all the time. Well, that's what they enjoy, and that's where you met them. So
Yeah.
for guys, let's say
This
you're
is
getting
weird.
into rock climbing or something, and you're getting into a hobby that you're really interested in. Like you go to the gym all the time, or you go rock climbing, you like to go fucking whitewater rafting. Dude, there's going to be ladies there that enjoy doing the same thing, and you can find somebody and meet somebody that shares a common interest with you. Doesn't mean that they're a match made in heaven, but you have a better chance of
Yeah.
being with that person because they're into something that you enjoy as well. You know,
Exactly.
just make yourself more interesting. Build up yourself. The first, what is it? I forgot who said this, but it was talking about if you want to help the world, help yourself, or if you want to help the community, help yourself. Like
Yeah.
make the individual person better, and that's going to strengthen the community overall. Because the population or community can only be as strong as the weakest link. So it's like,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like, so if you are weak or uninteresting or whatever, and you make yourself better, you're ultimately raising the level of the community or group that you're in because you yourself is getting better. And again, people are going to look at it as a competition, especially amongst men. You're bettering yourself. Oh, that makes me want to get better. And then now the whole thing, high tides raise all boats. Like everybody's moving up.
Exactly.
I don't know. I
I
like
think
it
it's
when
cool. Another thing.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was saying another thing, like I said, guys, with the whole man and women thing. When I told you, when men look at each other, we like, okay, let me do that. Women look at each other. Women, stop getting so mad when y'all see another girl that look good. That's one thing I don't like. I know not every woman like that, but for some reason, like if a girl is insecure about themselves and they look at another beautiful woman, they'll just be like, "Oh my god, she thinks she's cute." No, you think she's cute. Why don't you make yourself better? And some other guy would say the same thing about you.
Mm-hmm.
And stop with this whole BBL stuff and all this other butt lift and all the other stuff. Just work out. Just do some sit ups. Go do some squats. Stop trying to find an easy way out. Because us guys ain't doing no easy way out. I think the easy way out is like some steroids and you go to jail for that.
Dude,
So, and then plus you're not even like really
strong. Yeah.
getting buff. Like I think it's messing with you.
Yeah.
So it's like just go out and do the hard work. Why are you so scared to put in work when literally your attraction to guys is them putting in
Right.
work pretty much? So yeah, I feel like if you 100% in with me, I'll be 100% in
Mm-hmm.
with you. Don't go halfway and expect somebody else to go the full 100 with you.
Right.
That's how I feel.
And I mean, with that, it's obvious because people have done this where they show like one video of like a larger woman dancing or whatever, doing something, and everybody, oh my gosh, queen, you're so dude. When somebody sees a fat chick, in a bikini on the beach, and somebody's like, "I wish I had your confidence." That is an insult. That is not a
Yeah.
compliment. Basically saying, "I wish I could go out looking as ugly as you are." That's basically what you're saying. Oh my gosh, yes, queen, slay. Like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. I wish I had your confidence. That is an insult. You're insulting
Yeah.
that person by saying, basically, I wish I had your confidence. Why? Why? Why would you say that? What's so confident about what she's doing? You don't say,
By just standing
because
there.
here's the thing, right? You don't say that to a skinny girl. I wish I had your confidence,
Yeah.
because it doesn't take confidence to walk out when you know you look good.
Yeah.
You're just out there. Because guess what? Like the people that, and you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? The people that work out and are fit and like care about the way they look and stuff like that are the most insecure.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
You don't know how, like, you see a dude who's like working out and he has like the muscles and he's like fit and he's ripped now. It's like, dude, you don't know that dude could have been 400 pounds in high school and put in the
Yeah.
fucking work to get there, and now you're criticizing him. Or what about the
That's
chick that
that
you,
bullcrap,
dude?
man.
I've seen so many videos where it's like the girl was like 300 pounds or like not even crazy, like 200 pounds, but she's like a little shorter or whatever. It's like in high school and college, and then it's like seeing like old pictures where she's got a little bit of flab on her arm and stuff like that, and then you're seeing videos of them where they're busting ass working out and then progressively getting skinnier and fit, and then now she's like fit, like looking really really good, and she's just like, man, I put in the fucking work and did it. And then it's like, dude, you look at that person and you're like, shit, mad respect. Because
Yeah.
that person didn't like the way they looked and did something about it. Fat is not healthy.
And what's crazy, like you were saying, most guys appreciate women that do that the natural way.
Dude,
Like I don't mind stretch marks. I don't mind stretch marks at all. But it's like that. I don't mind fake stuff, but I'd rather have somebody natural. Like I don't want you to go out and literally go get surgery
mm-mm.
when you can literally just go work out.
Dude, for real. Like, with that, just look at music videos from the late 90s and early 2000s. Look at the women in the videos. They don't have huge boobs, they don't have huge butts, but they're fit, they're skinny. And it's not even outrageous. It's like, look at fucking I couldn't even fucking think of a person's name right now. But it's like, literally just look at just the natural lady before everybody got into just all this plastic surgery, all this other bullshit, right? Before
Yeah.
Photoshop was as advanced as it is, you know? It's like, dude, that's just was people natural. It's like, what is it? Shakira, I think her name is. But like in one of the videos, it's like she's
Yeah.
dancing and stuff like that, and she looks good. But like when she's dancing, you can see like the little bit of belly fat that's kind of like moving around. It's like she's not like perfectly fucking flat like rock hard abs.
And I,
But you look at the
and I
per,
love that.
but it's
Yeah.
like
I love that
natural.
belly fat.
It's like natural, and you look at it
Yeah.
and you're like, yes, yes, queen. Like in that moment, that's a yes, queen moment. You know,
Yeah.
because you look at that
Yeah.
and it's just like this is like the natural beauty of a woman, the
Yeah.
natural beauty of a
For
woman,
sure.
and it's like you again just go watch old music videos from the 90s and early 2000s, and you'll just see the example of what people looked at as the top tier woman. And if you watch those videos, you're gonna see like women in their natural state where they're like slimmer, thinner, took care of themselves, probably ate better, not big, chunky, whatever, not like fake boobs, fake asses, big, huge fucking lips for no reason because they got the
Yeah. That
fucking,
that lip stuff
because they blew
is
them up
stupid, bro.
or whatever. It's like, just look at just regular, they're regular women.
That's probably the worst surgery I've done seen. That lip
Dude,
stuff, man. For sure.
look at
They
Madonna
be
on
overdoing it.
TikTok
I've
where she's
seen.
like,
She looks scary, man.
if I could melt your heart. And she's like, in the fucking camera, like, with the fucking
Yeah.
like giant lips. It's just like, where the fuck is that coming from? Madonna?
Yeah, it look like some Elden Ring
Dude, it
type
looks
shit,
like
bro. Like that
demonic
shit scary
with the
me.
way she's like
That's
looking.
what I'm
It's like
saying.
creepy,
Exactly.
dude. But like,
Yeah.
dude, just I mean, you can see it. You like natural beauty versus prosthetic.
Yeah. Like I said, I like them all. Like they're like I'm saying, like some girls. I told you even when Rebel Wilson was big, I was like, man, she's cute,
Mm.
but she noticed that it wasn't healthy, and she made herself more fit and better because she it's something she had to do for herself.
Tatiana's big
And
on
yeah,
dressing appropriately, right?
yeah,
And because there are big women, and obviously, again, and we're not sitting there just saying like, "Oh, fat women suck." What? No, it's
yeah, I
like,
love thick
dude,
women.
like,
Yeah,
what I'm saying is, there's people of all shapes and sizes, and sometimes you can't fucking do anything about it. Like some people have thyroid fucking problems, like they just pack on
yeah,
fucking weight. Like there was a girl that we used to work with, and she would work out fucking ridiculous. Like she would go on 10-mile runs every day and was still kind of big. It's like she
and
just couldn't, like she just has to work that hard just to maintain, right? Whereas someone
yeah,
else might have a natural metabolism where they could do like the most basic workout and then drop pounds, you know? We're not saying that it's fair. We're not saying it's easy for everybody. But what I'm saying is you can look good no matter what size you are. Like, because there's somebody,
yeah,
Melissa McCarthy, like, I think she's pretty,
yeah,
right? And I'm not sitting there saying that I'm like, oh, into her or anything like that. But it's like, even her, she's like working on losing the weight, but she's so funny. She's got like this
yeah,
great personality. She's so funny. And then, like, she doesn't really poke fun at her weight, but when she's in movies and stuff like that, it's not like she's trying to act like, oh, I'm big and bad wearing fucking bikinis and shit. Like, oh,
yeah,
I'm so confident I'm wearing. Like, she wears like modest clothing, like where it covers up like the parts that she's not maybe the happiest about. And it's like, dude, look at her husband. Her husband's in a lot of her movies. Like, he's always got like a little cameo part. It's like, dude, she's married. This is a big
yeah,
woman or a bigger woman than I guess you would say like the appropriate body mass index that she for her height would be at. But it's like she's doing something about it. She's working on it. She's funny. She's confident. She goes out there, cracks jokes, like pokes fun at herself, stuff like that. So she's confident, competent at
yeah,
what she does, her craft. She's married and she's got a loving husband who loves her probably exactly the way she is. Right?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine. Does not mean that when she goes to the doctor's like, you're in peak physical health. You couldn't get any better. Fuck, I'm skinny and the fucking doctor can give me some pointers.
yeah.
Nobody's saying
Just,
it's
but
like
it comes down
bad.
to
Nobody's
make
saying
yourself
hate your
better. Like,
body.
yeah, yeah,
Nobody's like, what is it, Dwight Goodman from fucking Dodgeball when he's like, we're better than you and we know it. Like, do you hate yourself enough to want to do something about it? We're not saying that you got to be that way, but it's like, dude, be realistic. You know, stop doing all
yeah.
the fake shit. Put in the work. Put in the time. Put in the effort. It could be small changes, man. It could be small changes.
Yeah, I feel
Just
like
eat less
don't hate on
and
nobody
walk.
else. Like that's the one thing I don't like. Just don't hate on nobody else, especially if you're
Yeah,
not gonna do nothing about it.
yeah,
Like,
for real.
why don't you get inspired off of like usually us guys do? Just get inspired off something,
Yeah,
do it, and be like, you know what, that person inspired me, and then you can probably inspire somebody else. Like especially if you got kids. Okay, mama doing this, let me do something, and then somebody else in your family. This is all the mindset. That's like the title of the video, but
literally.
the mindset, the mindset.
Yeah,
Changing your mindset for the better.
exactly. Because like when it comes down to it, I will say this: it does require you to have a little bit stronger of a mindset, and also to be honest with yourself. Because
Yeah.
if you, man, and it's okay to criticize yourself. Like read the book "Can't Hurt Me" by David Goggins. Dude, he used to be like fucking 300 pounds. And now he's like a Navy SEAL, fucking works out. He's ripped as shit. Complete savage mindset, right? He's like, dude, I used to, like when he talks about it, he's like, man, I used to be 300 pounds. I would cheat on every fucking test I ever did. People used to call me fucking stupid. They'd call me the N word. I would get like bullied, shit like that, for being fat, for being stupid. I used to spray for bugs as an Ecolab technician, and I would get a
Dang.
fucking milkshake on my way home, and I would go home and just lay in my fucking recliner on the fucking milkshake and fall asleep.
Dang.
Shitty. That's what he would talk. He would describe himself. He goes, you know what I did? Fucking, I would look in the mirror and I would write everything that was wrong with me on a fucking sticky note and just stare at myself. Like the mirror don't lie. Some people don't look in the mirror. Nobody is saying that you have to hate yourself, but understand that everybody can be better, and it comes down to want to improve yourself. Because
Yeah.
I get all of the, like I said, I get all these fucking like TikTok videos about working out now, and I get these bodybuilder ones where they're talking about different poses where it's like fallen angel and shit like that, and I'm like, damn, these guys are fucking good looking, dude. They're ripped, and it just kind of boggles my mind a bit where I'm like, damn, I need to fucking do something about this because I'm not where I need to be. And dude, like, there's these funny videos where it's like they're doing SpongeBob characters. Oh wait, what?
Freaking Larry and Sandy.
Yeah,
Sandy, remember Sandy? He was huge.
yeah. But it's like here, I'll play it real quick. Where it's like, "Hi, Sandy," you can see it, and then she's like, "No, no, no, I'm dating Larry because I don't really like you or whatever." And then he's like, "Ooh, I'm not really feeling it." But then he goes to work out, and he puts in the fucking work, and then he just draws him like super muscular and shit. And then there's this other one where it's like the dude's like, "Oh man, Sandy's with Patrick now," and then it's like he's swole now, right? So then Larry's like, "Oh, I got this bitch. Like I'm the real swole guy around here."
Yeah. Dang.
And dude, like the music is so epic. I don't know if you can hear it. I'll probably get copyrighted or something.
Yeah,
But
it's like doom doom. Yeah. I'm like an old Nintendo game or something. Sega.
listen to the dude. That
Mine was
shit.
like a Streets of Rage or something.
Dude's like, um, um, um. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, that shit is so fucking. And I'm getting like videos like that, and I'm just like, dude, it makes me want to be better. If you
So yeah,
want to
guys.
look at a dude peak physical form, this is what the peak athletic male form looks like, right? Uh, basically, look at exit comfort zone on TikTok, and it's like this fucking dude. He looks like a Greek. He looks like a fucking Greek
Yeah.
bodybuilder, man. This dude is fucking jacked, bro. And again, it's legit. Look at him. Look at him muscles, dude. Bruh, that shit ain't by accident, man. I can tell you that.
Yeah, guys, you put in the work, man. Hey, don't. By
Put
the
in the
way,
fucking
don't
work,
do it for somebody else. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. I'll
dude.
say that. And then once you do
I'm
it for
glad you said
yourself,
that.
that's when other people. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that
Yeah. There you
because,
go. That's all I want to
bef-
say.
exactly, because before, whenever I would do like the most basic workout, like I would tell Tatiana, like, "Oh yeah, I'm working out now," right? And she's like, "Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts," right? Because she's right. I'd give up and I'd
Hmm.
stop. So I just go in the mirror, I look at myself, I take my shirt off, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm getting thinner, I'm getting fitter. Like I can kind of see like the fucking dick root on the fucking abs, and I'm like, all right, right? You ever seen the dick root, like where it's like the V cut, where it's like coming in a little bit? I'm like, fuck yes, right? And dude, just do it for yourself. Like work out, do the push-ups, do the pull-ups, do the fucking curls, whatever you got to do. Little stuff. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Do the crunches, the leg raises, the fucking oblique shit, on the side. Squats. Don't skip leg day. But just do it for yourself. Look in the mirror and be proud of what you're sculpting, what you're building. And others will notice. And when they notice, that's when you know that it's working. But don't do it for them. Whenever I say something or I'm like doing like Tatiana's like, dude, what's up with the like you took your shirt off the other day and I kind of noticed. What's up? Right? I'm just like, I don't care about your opinion because I don't. Like she ain't got nothing good to say about it anyway, so it's like shut up. I don't care if you notice or don't notice. I'm not doing it for you. And she's like, "Well, good." And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. So fuck it, whatever. And then she's like, I go, oh, but what were you thinking? And I go, actually, you know what? You're not, those thoughts aren't for me. They're for you. So if she's liking what she's seeing and she's thinking like, oh man, he's looking good or whatever, okay, that's fine. You don't have to tell
Yeah.
me. I just know that I know because I'm doing this for me. And if you get the benefit of like, oh man, my man looks good, there you go. That's your benefit.
Yeah. And you doing it for yourself makes you more confident. Like I feel like a lot of girls do it for validation, but if you do it for yourself, then dudes is gonna come naturally. I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all just do it y'all self, them dudes or them other girls that y'all looking at, they'll be looking at you the same way that you're looking at them. I'll say it like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because the main thing is goes back to what you said about valuing yourself. Because a lot of the times when people feel insecure or uncomfortable talking to the other person, whether it be a guy or a girl, it's because they're putting them either on a pedestal or they look at them as like higher value, right? So they're kind of
yeah.
nervous to maybe talk to that person. But it's like, dude, if you value yourself, you can easily talk to somebody that before would be like out of your league and talk to them on a competent or comparable level, you know?
Yeah.
Because this is a crazy statistic, but it's something like 30% of men are having sex with all of the women.
What the heck? What does that mean?
Like, basically, there's only 30% of males that are sexually active.
Oh wow. What the heck?
30% of the men on the planet have sex with all of the women because they're pre-selected. They're selected by women to be of good status. There's dude, I didn't even know this, but like something else like 30% of males are virgins up until 40. So that 40-year-old virgin movie is not a lie. That's not like a one-off. That's like pretty common. There's
Yeah.
a reason for that is because women, again, they stand at the finish line and choose the winner. Not everybody ever, there's people that never get chosen. There's men out there that are fucking frustrated sexually because they've
Well,
never
some
had
don't
anything.
shoot their shot too. They don't shoot their shot. A lot of
Exactly.
guys, we gotta start shooting their shot for sure.
Exactly. But the thing about it is, it's like, so, dude, if you're, think about this. If you've had sex, you're in the top 60% of men. If you regularly have sex, you're the top 30% of men. You're the top 30%.
That's crazy.
If you're in a relationship, you're like top fucking 15%. Like a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Like your wife is like into you or your girlfriend's into you or you can regularly like dude, if you can regularly interact with girls and they're liking you and they're interested in you or they kind of tell you or something like that, it's like, dude, you should already feel good about yourself cuz you're like already in some of the top tier
Yeah.
because based off of the way you look, the way you carry yourself, and you can improve this. So like as long like if you're in the lower tiers or whatever, or you're not getting any kind of play here and there, it's like that's what we're talking about, bettering yourself, because you can
Yeah.
ascend levels. You know, because there was the dude who talks about like the attractiveness crazy matrix for women, where it's like this is like the different zones of where you can find somebody. There's one for guys
Yeah.
too, where it's like how cute you are versus how much money you make. And there's a
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
seen
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
seen
And there's like
it.
women have a very large no-go zone, meaning like you got to be and then it's basically from a 7 up. So like if you're uglier than a 7, sorry. But as soon as basically it's like 3 boxes, so it kind of goes like this. On this side that's like huge is like the no-go zone. That means you have no money and you're ugly, right? And then up here is you have no money but you're attractive. And that's the fun zone.
Yeah.
And then there's a harsh line that is the money line. And it basically he goes, as soon as you make a certain amount of money, it is no longer relevant how attractive you are. Right? So guys, get your
Yeah.
money right. If you ain't getting no play, get your money right. Basically, you know, if you can improve your physical appearance by one, working out, being fit, things like that. Even if you're losing your hair, fucking shave that shit. Grow a beard. If you can't grow a beard, fucking clean shave and work on your diet. Get your fucking neck muscles strong and fucking tighten up your face. Whatever you got to do to improve yourself physically and get your money right. Boom, you'll be top 30%
For sure. Like you have
for
both
sure.
like the looks and money, and I guess personality is one for me as far as
Oh,
guys,
huge.
but
Yeah,
that's
it's not really
freaking
what.
huge. So if you have all of those, whew, dude,
Yeah, bruh.
you're gonna be
Jarrell,
moving
shut the fuck
swimming.
up, man. You got the personality, you got the looks, the money's getting right, and you're fucking over 6 foot. God damn it.
6'1",
You're like, let's
baby.
go. Like, dude, me, it's like, all right, so I was never the person to be like, oh man, I'm attractive, I look good, whatever, right? But it's just as I'm getting older, and a lot of the times people tell me it's the beard that I grew the beard out and it's full. Like a lot of people can't,
Yeah,
whatever. It's definitely improved me physically. And by me working out a little bit, I'm getting fitter, slimmer. Like people are like, "Oh yeah, you're kind of fit," stuff like that. People notice, people compliment. Dude, I was at work the other day, and this was probably like a month ago, and I told Tatiana about it, so it's like fine. But like, I so there's a supervisor. His name's Joe, and he didn't like. He's a black guy, and when our first interactions, he comes up, he just shakes my hand like regular, like, "Hey, how's it going?" Right? But then like he was like, "Oh, what up, what up, what up?" to somebody else who was also black,
yeah,
and I go, "That's odd. That's pretty funny, right?" And he comes in one day, he's like, "Dude, James, did I just see you on TikTok last night?" And I was like, probably." Because we had that video that did like 4 million, so everybody in the warehouse was talking about it. And he's
yeah,
like, was that your girlfriend or your wife? You got a black wife? And I'm like, yes. Like it's not like again, it's not something that I throw out there all the time. So when people find out, they're like, "Oh shit," because you're like the whitest looking dude ever. And in that moment, somebody comes up, like a girl that works there. She was like, um, she's like, "Hey," she asked me a question about like the tablet or whatever, and then her sister was kind of taking a bit too long, and I'm like, "Hey, you good?" Da 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 da, and I turned back to the first girl, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, if you're good to go, just go ahead and get started. I'll help her out or whatever. Like, you don't." She's like, "Oh yeah, I was gonna help my sister because the tablet is acting kind of slow," and I go, "What would you do to make the tablet go faster?" And she's like,
yeah,
"Uh, just be there for sisterly support," and I go, I don't think that's gonna work. So go ahead and get started, and then I'll help her with the tablet. And she goes, oh okay, yeah, no problem, no problem. And then she turns away, and then she turns back, and she goes, oh by the way, I do want to say that I think you're very handsome. And I'm like, thank you. And then she leaves,
yeah,
and I turn back to the supervisor, and he's like, he looks at me, he's like, what the fuck, right? And I go,
yeah,
yeah, that happens sometimes. Like I'm like, yeah, that
yeah,
happens sometimes. Like people, like she just randomly out of nowhere, and I'm like, yeah, sexually pre-selected.
yeah. Like
Yes,
level
top
up.
30.
Yeah,
Confidence boost. Thanks, confidence boost, right? But
I'm ready,
it's kind of,
Professor.
I'm ready,
My
professor.
bad.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, that shit wasn't
Yeah,
happening in high school. When I had a fucking little goatee, my hair looked stupid, and I
yeah.
wasn't
The full
confident. And
beard definitely works for you, dude.
dude, oh yeah, man, mm, 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 mm.
Yeah, I
But
got a
like,
haircut, guys. That's why I look like it. Yeah.
yeah, but your haircut looks good. Like nice little
Man,
short buzz, trim the beard down, clean as fuck.
got that gray.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah, I'm probably gonna get my haircut on Monday or something. But like, it just goes back to okay, you're probably not at your peak, and as a man, and unfortunately, it's not the same for women, but
as we get older, we
easily.
get.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the same with women, but men peak in their 30s. So it's like, dude, if you're in your 20s, you still got time. If you're in your 40s and you're not looking so hot, you can still do something about it and get back to a healthy position. You know, just don't give up, don't quit because Nowadays, dude, my dad is 69, about to be 70, and he is slowly
Dang.
getting into better shape because he works flatbed truck driving. So it's like he's throwing tarps, throwing chains, strapping, ratcheting down the stuff. And it's like, dude, like my dad, he's got like a fucking solid fist, right? Like his knuckles are like
Yeah.
fucking solid. Like, and he's got, I mean, he's a little chubby, but it's like, and he's considered overweight, like by too much. Like he should be kind of closer to my weight, but he's like in the 200s. And but dude,
Yeah.
like because he does all this like physical labor and stuff like that, at 69 years old, he's still like really active, really physical. Like, um, even like one day he just walked up and he just like fucking decks me in the fucking shoulder, like just punches me, and I was like, God damn, because he's just got like a solid fucking punch, and
Yeah.
his arms are like big, but it's not like cut, like he's got fat on top, but it's like his arms are strong, and he's like real just
Yeah.
like stocky, and he's got like a wider shoulder spans than I do. But like even at 69 years old, like my dad's looking good, you know, and he's confident about himself. He's like, dude, I'm a catch,
Yeah.
even though he's fat. And I'm like he's like, I'm a catch, but it's just like it's like, yeah, Dad, you are. There you go. And he got a girlfriend. Like, what are you talking about? You know. And
He's funny. Like
there's
his
people in
dad's
their
hilarious,
20s.
and
There's people in their 20s that can't fucking get a girlfriend. My dad's 69 and has a girlfriend.
yeah.
And it helps that he's funny and very charismatic, and he's a Libra like me, so it's like very good with the words. uh, as far as just kind of talking with people, things like that. And dude, it just it comes back to being interesting. Like if you have some knowledge on many different topics, you can have a conversation about anything. Women find that attractive. If you take care of yourself and are disciplined, like women for some reason love it when a man is like driven, has structure. Like if
Yeah.
you're on a path, on your mission, and they can be a part of that, they can be a companion in that, keep it going.
Yeah. Ambitious. Yeah.
You are the leader of your destiny. And women, same thing there. It's like do the thing that's going to propel you forward the most. If being a single mom fucking sucks, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe find somebody that's there for you and cares about you and wants the best for you and appreciate them. Same with men. Like, if
Yeah.
you're working, busting your
Yeah.
ass, and your wife is staying home with the kids, fucking show some appreciation. When she
Yeah.
asks you to do the dishes or take out the trash, be like, yeah, babe, I got you because I know what you do here. And if she appreciates you and you appreciate her, boom, perfect combination. Obviously, you got to be
Exactly.
attracted to each other physically, emotionally, and have the same kind of values. But if it comes down, like, you can have all of those things and then just not appreciate the other person, they're going to fucking hate it and want to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
Show some appreciation for your loved ones. And stop bitching so much about how hard you got it. Because guess what? If life is unfair for everyone, then it's fair for everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. Hey,
Man, fuck talking about
everybody
The
got to
Last of
take.
Us Part 2. Because that was not meant to
It
be
was
the
cool,
topic,
man.
but we just talked an hour and 40 minutes about a bunch of good shit, I think.
Make yourself better. Take accountability, and that's pretty much what it is,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Like,
I think it's good.
listen to this if you want to better your life. Because it's crazy, man. Especially when you look at the stats. Like, the thing that like blew my mind was that the top 30% or the 30% of men are having sex with all of the women.
Yeah.
That blew my fucking mind. Where I'm just like, what the fuck's happening with the other 70% of dudes out there, right? They're either unattractive, uninteresting, incels, simps, gay, I guess, whatever. Like, that's probably not even an issue because if the dudes are like into other dudes and they're having sex, they're in the top.
They're still
Yeah, they're
part of
still top
30%.
30%. Yeah, because they've been sexually pre-selected
Oh,
by the men in their life, and
oh my god.
yeah. So it's just like whatever. It comes down to
Yeah.
bettering yourself because here's the thing: you can ascend from top like tier to tier. You can move up the ladder. It just comes down to making it happen.
being confident about yourself, and like I feel like if I would have known what I knew in high school, I probably would have had a lot of girlfriends in high school.
Yeah,
Meaning, like I believe that I'm glad because I don't know. I probably would have had some babies running around. Not saying that's a bad
yeah,
thing, but I probably would have. I wasn't fully developed mentally, and I
yeah,
probably would have did something stupid.
dude.
That's what I mean by
Man,
that.
I think about that. I think about that too, where I'm just like, man, I would have had. I probably like now with the confidence that I have, like the charisma, the charm, like being able to like be flirtatious and stuff like that, and how I play around. It's like, dude, if I was like pulling these fucking games and pulling this fucking moves like when I was in high school, dude,
Yeah,
I already know. Especially if like I had a beard in high school, people would have been like,
yeah,
damn, son. Even at the school like that I went to, it's like
yeah,
I definitely feel the same way too. Where it's like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm
yeah.
confident that I would have had way more ladies in my life in high school if I had the mindset that I had now.
Yeah.
But just comes down to it.
You would have put up like Chris Evans.
Yeah. But for real, man, it's just like, man, I just think back to high school and I'm just like, God damn. The prime real
Yeah,
estate too,
I mean,
because like all the ladies are young, pure, untethered, what is it? No depreciation in the value, in the
yeah,
physical
thinking about
value.
that. Like,
And here's your internet
especially
fucking
my
up again,
senior year, dude.
or maybe it's
Oh
mine.
shoot, let
I
me
don't
see.
fucking know. But Jarrell jumped back out, or the internet jumped out, so I'm gonna let him jump back in so we can close out the show. But nah, for real, I do think about that, and that's again not blowing smoke up my own ass. That's more so like, yeah, if I just knew what I knew now, and because of the interactions that I'm getting now from girls, where it's like people are just coming up like, oh man, I think you're really handsome, or like girls are like, oh yeah, you can see when they're flirting with you and interested in what you're saying or doing. It's like, dude, I can just imagine like if I was this person that I am now back in high school,
What the heck is going on,
I
bro?
definitely would have been getting the same kind of play. But it is kind of one of those things that you just, oh well, that's how it was in high school. Like you said, I probably would be stupid and fucking having kids running around, even at a younger age. But I don't know.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like it was crazy in senior year. That's when I noticed. You can hear me, right? Everything good with the
Yeah,
connection. All right. Yeah, in senior year, I noticed that's when girls really was like, "Oh, you look good. You attractive." And because, like you said, the beard was coming in. You was getting older. You know what I'm saying? Your mind starting to think differently, and it was almost like it was too late. You know, so I still, I was a virgin back then. I ain't do nothing until I got out of high school. So it was like if
yeah,
I had
same
that
here.
same
I was a
mindset
total
now
loser.
and that confidence, but hey, man, it's all good. But what? Good thing about this, hey, well, I'll talk about this. I don't know if you want to cut it out or what, but hey, I got a kiss before James did, but he was he lost his virginity before me.
When did you get your first kiss? How old were you?
Like first grade, second grade, third grade, like almost every grade except for like
Oh,
high
dude.
school.
If that's the
Yeah.
case, then I fucking totally. I don't remember it, but I totally got a kiss back then too. Cause like there was my sisters would tell me a story about this girl that was like named Chelsea or something like that that lived across the street from us. That when we would play hide and seek, we would go kiss behind the bushes. And I was like 4 or 5 years old. Like I was like a little kid. And I'm like, really? I don't even remember doing that. And they're like, yeah, y'all would be like that. And I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
guess I don't count that, but yeah, dude, I was fucking totally lame. So I'm talking about this from like somebody who went from being lame to being interesting, because yeah, I got a kiss like a first official like kiss. I was older. I was like a senior in high school. How fucking lame is that?
Yeah.
But then it was like after high school, we graduated in like May of 2012, and then it was
Yeah.
like September. No, not September. It was like
Thought it was before
June,
that.
July,
Well, as far as
August.
I remember,
It was like
I
June
don't
or
know, bro.
yeah, it was like June. It was like June or July. I talked to this girl that we went to high school with, and she was a friend of McGavin's wife, Monica. Like they were friends, and then they went and did something or whatever. And they were like, "Oh yeah, you want to link up? We're going to Waffle House," and we just happened to go. And dude, this is how I know. Like, if I was this person in high school, like literally a year or two before, I would definitely be getting like crazy chicks, because I met her, and this is no like disrespect or thing to her. Like she was a great person, and she's a mom now, and she whatever. She's in the military. She has a great life, from what I know and what I've
We
seen
talking
on
about the
Facebook.
same girl,
So
right?
kudos to her. Yeah, we're talking about the same girl.
Okay, I
Um,
think I'm. Yeah, okay.
yeah, I'll tell you after the show, just to not say names
Nah.
on the episode. But like we meet, and I didn't even realize that I went to high school with her. But it's like we meet at the Waffle House. We're fucking just talking stuff like that, and just cutting up or whatever. And then they're sitting on that side because McGavin and Monica are dating, and then we're sitting on this side together because like okay, obviously we're not dating, so we're not gonna. I'm not gonna sit next to Monica, you know. And so it's like we're sitting there, we're talking, and I'm just like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just like cutting up, and then that's when the beard's coming in, you know. So it's like the beard's looking good.
Yeah.
I'm more confident at this point because like at my job, I talked to a couple of girls, things like that, when I was working at Walmart and shit like whatever. Um, but it's like here and there, I was like talking to different girls, talking to this, um, doing this, doing that, whatever. And was it 2012? Now that I'm thinking about it, oh, I think it was 2013 actually. I was like 19 when yeah. Okay, so it was 2013. So I worked at Walmart. I was talking to a couple girls at Walmart, just kind of like feeling it out, like, oh man, you know, like, hey, I just want to tell you that I think you're like super attractive, da 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 da, whatever, and just like trying shooting shots, like whatever. And
Yeah.
so I kind of got a lot of that little whatever scaredy bullshit out of the way. So then when I'm talking to her and I'm looking at her, I'm like, damn, she's looking good, like she's working out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like she's going to the gym, they're going on runs, she's like prepping for the military. Like we hang out a couple of times. Like I text her, we get the number, and she tells me this thing. She's like, "Oh yeah, I don't have sex with a guy for the first year that I'm dating them." Right? And I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then right, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure." And then she's talking about like not wanting. She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I like to hold back. You know, like I don't want to kiss or nothing like that." And dude, like literally the fucking second time we hanging out, we're making out on McGavin's bed, shit like that. And then
Oh my gosh, man.
yeah, because like we were over there hanging out, like he's sitting on the futon, like, and we're just like making out and shit like that. And like it was just like, okay, yeah, you say all these things, but then it's like whatever game I'm spitting, whatever I'm doing, I'm like, it's working, and you're interested, and I'm interested, and we're just kind of flowing and nicely going and things like that. And it was funny because I think McGavin gave me like a condom, and it like came out of my pocket or fell out of my pocket or something like that. And then
Smooth, bro.
she got fucking so mad. It was so funny because she got so mad, and she was just like, "Oh man, you're just looking at me like this, whatever. Like you just think it's whatever." And again, I'm not throwing any names out there, but I was talking to somebody at work the next day, and I go, "Dude, like she's all mad at me because of this, da 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 da." And I go, I was thinking about giving her the condom, like, "Yo, you take this." Like that's not what my only intention was. I genuinely like you, stuff like that. And he goes, "Nah, don't do that," because I had a guy that did that, a buddy of mine, and she used it with another guy.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah,
that.
he was like, "Don't do that." So what you do is you cut it up in front of her, like, "Hey," it basically saying like, "No, no, no, that's not what my intention was. Just to like smash and dash and whatever." Like I genuinely care, dude. I did that. The next day, she was like, "I wish you didn't cut it up." Because
Nah.
it like fucking sparked whatever in her brain, and I'm like, game, bro, like whatever that was. And then it was like, dude, like we were, because like she was prepping for the military. It was like, bro, almost
Yeah.
every day for like 3 months. It was like I was getting back, or I was like letting out all of the pent up, like just whatever from
Yeah.
high school and getting nothing. And then she left for the military, and then I met Tatiana, and then boom.
Yeah.
So anybody listen to this, I guess you can tell how many people I've had sex with. But
Hey, shout out to her. Like I
yeah,
said, cool
shout out to
person.
her. Shout out to
Yeah.
her. I mean, like I
Good
said,
people.
she's got like a little kid now, like a daughter, and she's
Yeah.
having like she's as a mom, really killing it. She's got her career. She's
Yeah.
working on that. She's doing the best she can. Um, and nothing but mad respect for her and things like
Yeah.
that. No hard feelings at all with the way things ended. Because they ended pretty cordially. It wasn't like a bad falling out or whatever. She just went her path. I went mine. Um, but it's one of those things where it's like, from my experience with her, I
Yeah,
know I'm good.
yeah,
From my experience with Tatiana, I know I'm good. And this is what I mean, like how I am now.
yeah.
I'm like, man, if I was just, I was like, dude, all it would have taken is, and I've said this multiple times, and even Tatiana knows. She's like, because Tatiana knows that I like flirting, and I'm very flirtatious with like people that, and people are flirtatious with me. Like I'm like, I just like it. I
Yeah,
enjoy it. I like the little play of it, right?
yeah.
And I tell this to Tatiana. I go, it's funny because, um, all it would have taken was a girl to break my fucking heart in high school, and I would be out here being a man hoe. For real. Like, I would just be like, fuck it. I'm just going to, like, spit game and just talk to chicks and, like, have no care in the world. Like, literally just, I would probably be a fucking man whore out here if
And
I
what's so
didn't.
terrible about that, dude? I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen to you, but what's crazy? Those man whores got literally all the girls, and it aggravated me in high school. I know how, even though they were cool people with me, we bros, but I'm like, no way, this dude is getting all these freaking girls, and he know he not gonna be with all of these. Like they was having babies and stuff. I'm like, yo, no freaking way. Some of these girls are stupid. I'm cool with the guy. I'm like, okay, yeah, but y'all
Yeah.
stupid. That's how I'm
Yeah.
thinking the whole
But
time.
it's just like, it's just the way he carries himself and what he's saying and things he's doing and things like that. It's like,
Bullshit.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if I got my heart fucking broken or something like that,
Yeah,
I could, and I was not having a kid or anything like that. Now it'd be way different where I'd be like,
yeah,
I would probably just casually date, but I wouldn't be anything like, just, oh, I'm just out here to fuck, but fuck you. I don't give a shit about women, or I don't give a shit about your feelings or personality. Uh, because like I'm married and I've been married for a long time. So it's like, when I think about it, I'm like, okay, if whatever reason we split up or whatever, or knock on wood, worse things happen where
yeah,
Tatiana's no
yeah,
longer in my life. Um, Obviously, I'm gonna have to move on eventually, and just kind of, I can see myself like casually dating and kind of like sleeping around stuff like that. But when it comes down to just being that manho douchey bag
yeah. I don't
guy,
think I
where
can
it's
do that.
like, oh, I literally don't give a fuck about your feelings. I'm just here to smash. I don't think I've ever really been that person, and I don't think I ever really could be that person to
Me
just
neither.
not give a fuck. Now I'm saying if I had my fucking heart broken and I'd never been married and I was single, I can definitely see how I could fall into that. But that's a very negative mindset. And again, it comes back to the mindset.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I'm glad I didn't do that when I got my heart broken. Like I feel like because
dude.
my heart got broken, I was more of let me see who I'm gonna lay down with because I ain't trying to have no
Yeah,
stupid stuff. I ain't trying to. So it made me think about who the heck I'm really dealing with. Even though I thought about it the
yeah,
first time, but it really made me like, if a girl gonna get me, you know what I'm saying? She better be worth it, type stuff. That's how I felt
yeah,
about
yeah. It kind of made you
it.
value yourself more and kind of
Yeah,
think about it in a little bit deeper way, where it's like, okay, let me make sure that the person I'm talking to or dealing with has my best
yeah,
interest at heart. Because if not, again, it goes back to the guy that you were talking about in high school, where it's like, he's a douchebag. He's talking to this stupid girl. He knows he doesn't want anything but sex from her. What if she gets pregnant? Now you got this fucking dumb bitch in your fucking life for the rest, like forever,
yeah.
because you just wanted to get some ass one day. So it does
And
kind
it's
of
crazy.
like,
I know.
okay, and
I know
so
her,
many
bro.
people like that from high school.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, bro. Facebook. Hey, that's why I stopped getting on Facebook. That's why I got into depression because so many girls after high school either was getting married or got pregnant, and I was like, not about this idiot. And I was like, dude, it could have been me. I would have actually been there for the baby. I would have been around, and you let this
yeah,
idiot that has another freaking baby on the way gets you pregnant. Oh my gosh, it aggravated me so much, dude. I'm telling you.
yeah. But the thing is that I had to differentiate myself or detach myself from that, because there are so many people and girls that you can meet where it's like they obviously have toxic behavior and they're kind of having an affinity for those like douchey bad guys that don't give a fuck about them. And you're just like, man, it's like, you deserve so much better, or you could get so much better if you only valued yourself more.
Yeah,
Like these insecure guys that are getting women that try to dominate them and chop them down and cut them down, goes back to what we were talking about. It's because you don't value yourself more and you tolerate that that bad behavior or that negative mindset that she has. You tolerate the
Yeah.
shitty person that they are because you don't value yourself. So if
Yeah.
you increase your value, you're going to increase the prospects, and you're also going to increase the quality of the people that talk to you or that you allow talk to you.
Yeah.
Because women, you are the prize. Men, you are the prize too.
Exactly.
If you value yourself and build yourself up, it's only going to increase the quality of the people that want to be around you or that you'll allow to be around you. And it's not in a cocky way. It's not in a douchebaggy way like, oh, I'm the shit. It's in literally like, oh, you have a behavior or a mindset that's doesn't benefit me, right? And
Yeah.
it's kind of sounds selfish, but you need to be selfish when you're talking about the rest of your life. The
Yeah.
people who are going to be in your life. Like if you're working on yourself and building up for a business or building up your wealth or whatever, do you really want like that toxic person that always wants to take from you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I talk
You
about that
want
all
the
the time.
person around you that's humble that understands that you busted your ass to get there and they're trying to bust their ass to also get there and you can help each other out and they're not even looking for the help.
Exactly.
No handouts. Sorry.
I told my girlfriend that, and not necessarily just for her, but I feel like the girls that don't ask for a lot usually get the most things without even if you're treating the guy right, the dude would do that naturally, like just straight up.
Tatiana talks about that. Tatiana talks about that where she's like, dude, if you're out here dating and you can't even get a guy to buy you a hamburger, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, just in comparison, like Tatiana as a friend, where, dude, me and Tatiana, when we first started dating, we went out, I drove out, we got on my bike, we rode over to the Harley Davidson dealership, and we were looking around. I bought her $100 pair of pants, and we probably knew each other for like 3 weeks, right? Like some Harley jeans that are really fucking nice, hugged her butt real cute, had like the boot cut on it. They were like acid washed with like some like fading and like some tears in the knees. Like they were some nice fucking jeans. She still has them. They were $100 pair of jeans.
Yeah.
After 3 weeks of knowing her, I was just like, damn, I want to get you this. Like, oh, she was like, oh, I want to try these pants on. She tried them on. I was like, how much are those? They're like 99, 98, 99 or something like that. And I was like, ring them up. She's like,
Yeah,
what? Oh my
without
God. Like, what
question.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, ring them up. Yeah. And then she told that to a friend of hers, like, because, like, obviously it's like fresh, it's new, we're just dating. People want to, like, they talk about it, like, what's going on. She talked about that with a friend of hers. She's like, dude, I can't even, he bought you $100 pair of pants. I can't even get a guy to get me a hamburger.
Yeah,
And it's
she doing
like,
so wrong.
you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. Like, you're giving away too much. You know, it's like, like you said, the ones that don't ask for a lot usually get the most. Like the ones that are demanding and oh, you got to do this because I'm the lady, I'm the prize. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you need to take it down 3 more notches, bitch, because I'm not the one. You know, one of those. Like it just goes back to what you were saying because it's like it's so true. It's so true. Like the ones that barely like that are out here like, hey, I'm working on my own thing. They're building themselves up. You're building yourself up, and y'all are both growing together. It's like boom, that's the one. You know, and I see that with Tatiana so much. Like I told her this. We're going out notebook style. Like she's gonna like we're both gonna be old and die in our sleep together.
Oh.
Long life, motherfucker. That's gonna be us. And here's the thing: I gotta understand that that may not be a possibility. Who
Yeah.
knows what life holds? You know, you don't know. But find the person that you want to go through hell with, basically, and just improve yourself. Like the more you improve yourself, like there was a guy. I know this episode is really long. We're going on 2 hours, but there was a guy that I was talking to when I was like 23, 24, when when Marie was about to be born, um, 25 or whatever. Yeah, because it was like she was 6 years ago, so I was like 23 and 22, 23, and I was talking to this dude, and he was like 10 years older than me. He was like 32 at the time, 33, 34, and he had a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old. So he had two boys, and he goes, one thing that you'll learn is when you have kids and a family, if you're just downstairs playing video games and like complaining about your job, like your wife's gonna be fucking upset with you, right? But he's like, I was going to doing some college classes, things like that at night. So it's like I work all day, I come home and I'm doing my classes. Dude, like sometimes I'll catch her out of the corner of my eye standing in the doorway just kind of like looking at me and kind of smiling or whatever. It's just like
Yeah.
because she sees that I'm grinding and that I'm trying to improve myself and better myself, and that is attractive to women
Yeah.
because you're disciplined and working towards, because again, they wait at the end of the race, they wait at the finish line and pick the winner. If you're actively improving yourself so you can be one of the people that are in the top 3 or the winner of that race,
Yeah.
it doesn't stop when you get the girl. It stops when you die.
Yeah.
So always improve yourself.
Meaning always keep trying in your relationship because that's what keeps it going.
Yeah. Yeah. Always keep training in your relationship. Always never stop improving yourself. Never stop learning. Never stop until you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, if you die tomorrow, you better have fucking put 100% effort up until this moment. If you die in 50 years, you got 50 years of learning and experience
Yeah.
ahead of you. Life is long, but short at the same time.
Yeah. Seems like every year gets
And
faster.
people,
For sure.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's because of time, like a time dilation almost. Because when you're 5 years old, 1 year is a fifth of your life.
Dang.
Yep, I'm still here. Yeah. When you're 5 years old, 20% of your life is 1 year. But when you're 50 years old, 1 year is 1/50th of your life. So it's like a
Dang.
much smaller fraction. It's like 1/50th. That's like, okay, so when you're 5, 1 year is like 20%. When you're 50, 1 year is 2% of your
Mm.
life. So it's like whatever. You've already had 49 of these, so it's like it just
Dang.
it becomes repetitive. Something else that if the average lifespan is 80 years, right now I'm 28. Let's pretend I'm 30. I have 50 more summers. Let's say I there's a thing where it's like, okay, you have 50 more Christmases.
Mm.
You don't have 50 years, you have 50 more Christmases. Christmas will only happen in your life 50 more times. That sounds like an extremely low number,
It sounds kind of
you
sad.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I die at 80, let's say I saw my grandmother twice a year. I can only see her 100 more times.
Mm.
I'll only wake up on the first day of spring 50 more times. Every first day of spring, every birthday that passes, every Christmas that passes, 49, 48, 47, 46.
Yeah.
You're that much closer. It's like time flies by when you think about it.
Exactly. And that's
It's
one
kind of
reason
crazy.
why I'm not trying to be working till I'm 65, bro. Because
Fuck no.
then when you can
Fuck
finally
no. I'm
enjoy
not.
it, we're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead, basically. Like, there was a quote
Like the
as well
last
that I
meal
heard
or something.
recently. Yeah, there's a quote that I heard recently as well, where it's like, um, uh, you lived. Or how does it go? It's like, you lived like you were never gonna die, but then you die never really having lived.
Yeah. I think
Basically,
that was on
like,
the song too. Not
yeah,
everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Something like that.
yeah. It's like basically you're not doing the things that you need to do today to better your life tomorrow. Like you're waking up doing the same routine. Get the coffee, go to work, come home, complain, go to sleep, eat, shit, wake up, get the coffee, go to work, eat, sleep, shit, work,
Yeah.
right? And you do that for 40 years and then you're like, what the fuck? And then let's say you're not bettering yourself, you're not improving your life standard or your situation. It's like, dude, now you're sitting at 65 in a retirement home, your family doesn't want anything to do with you, you're fucking stuck, you can't do anything, you have no money. You look back, and then on your deathbed, you look back like, man, what did I do? I didn't really do anything. There was somebody who talked to and interviewed people in nursing homes, and the number one thing they said was regret. They felt like They wasted their life. The ones in the nursing homes, like the ones that don't have any kind of safe foundation.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. It's very sad.
I don't want to be that.
I don't either,
I
man.
have a I have a quote on my whiteboard that I look at pretty regularly, and it says, "50 years from now, I'm gonna look back and say and tell myself thank you for what I did today." So
Yeah.
when I'm
That's a
80,
good
I'm gonna
quote.
look back to the fucking 16th episode of Panda Cast and be like, "Thank you for doing that." You know, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, and I think 2 hours is long enough. But like, dude, I almost want to bust this up into two episodes, like 16.1, 16.2, but
You can.
just to kind of make it
That'd
more
be cool.
digestible. Yeah, and then I can release it. Like, I'll probably do that. Like, it'll be like a special episode. You know, like I'll do an hour and then another hour halfway through the week for patrons, and basically for the YouTube version, I'll release both on the same day, but they'll be separate. Maybe I'll do that. Just get some more engagement. Part 2, 16.1, 16.2. But yeah,
Yeah, this is by far
that was a
like
really great
the
conversation.
most deep. Yeah, I'm about to say deep episode we done had, guys, and because it's all real. It's come from the heart. It's come from experiences, and we're not just saying this just to say it. We done been through it,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure a lot of people younger than us or even older than us that haven't been through it are gonna go through it. And just take it easy, man. Like if you get your heart broken, there's gonna be plenty of girls out there.
Yeah.
If you go through a tough time, you know what I'm saying. Have that mindset that you're gonna get out of there, and then you're gonna come out better than you came in.
Hmm. There's a another quote that I really enjoy where it takes 20 years to get 20 years of experience. Like
That's funny.
there's no shortcut, you know? If you do something
Yeah.
for a year, you got 1 year of experience. Like there's no shortcut. So if right now if you haven't gone through it, that's another thing. It's like doing things dangerous in a controlled way. It's like, dude, what is the harm of if you are nervous to talk to girls? Dude, it feels like shit, obviously. It sucks if you say the wrong thing or act stupid or say something stupid. But it's like, dude, literally just go up and talk to strangers. Don't even try to approach girls. Talk to random people. Like, talk to
Yeah.
dudes. Talk to guys that look scary. Like, if a dude, big burly dude that's in a Harley jacket and a fucking raspy beard walks into the fucking Publix, just be like, hey, what's up, man? You know, confidently, just
Yeah.
like, hey, how's it going? And just kind of see how quickly your perception of the person versus their reaction is different.
I've seen it lately, and it's crazy. You said not the
Dude,
girls, but the girls, dude. The girls that look like the most stuck up girls are some of the nicest girls I ever
so
talked
sweet.
to in my life. They're sweet,
Dude, for
and
real.
I'd be like, "Why are you looking
Yeah.
like that?" And they'd be like, "That's just my face. That's how I am." And most of those girls are insecure because not a lot of guys come talk to them.
Yeah.
It's
Because
crazy.
one, the dude's scared. Because
Yeah.
70% of the men are fucking scared. Or and
Yeah.
also there actually let me rephrase that as well because there is a perception that if an attractive guy comes up and says, "Hey, you looking really good today? Can I get your number?" It's like, "Oh yeah, that's flirty, that's fun." But if an ugly guy goes, "Hey, you're looking really good today. Can I get your number?" Like the exact same way, it's like, "Oh, you're being creepy. You're fucking being weird."
Yeah.
I do understand that. That's when it goes back to okay, improve yourself. Like, dude, if you got like a big old fucking neck beard and shit like that, dude, fucking personal hygiene, brush your teeth, take fucking work out, get skinnier, get fit. If
Yeah.
you're losing your hair, fucking buzz it off. Go fucking like bald. Like literally
Yeah.
just buzz it off. Be fucking clean shaven. Don't try to fucking hold on to some goof shit. You know, commit
That's so good. Yeah.
some goof shit. Don't fucking try to hold on to like three hairs like Homer Simpson. You know, it's like, dude, just come on,
Yeah.
improve yourself physically. If like you're not getting the play that you want or the conversations that you want, it's like if you're scared to talk to people, go talk to people. Grant Cardone, he's a real estate sales guy. I don't know if you know him, but you probably do. But he goes, man, I tried all these different things. He's like, man, I hated sales. I fucking couldn't stand it. And he goes, the thing that I hated the most is the thing that's led me to my most success because he's a
Yeah.
salesman.
Talking to people. Yeah.
Yeah. And When it comes down to it, it's like, yo, dude, like if you are afraid, dude, David Goggins talks about it too. He's like, dude, if you're scared to talk to people, guess what? I'm gonna put you on the phone with 100 people. You scared to make phone calls? You better make fucking 200 phone calls. Eventually, your brain will be like, oh yeah, this ain't no bad, ain't so bad. You're only scared of it because you haven't done it or you don't do it enough. It's foreign
Yeah,
to you. People are scared of the unknown. They're scared of new things. They're scared of change. You have to actively seek the change because it's uncomfortable. And you will be uncomfortable when you're changing your mindset, changing yourself. You will. But yeah, maybe this was long winded. Maybe this was bullshit, this whole conversation. But hey, it's worked for me. It's worked for us. When it comes down to where I was to where I am now,
yeah,
I'm not even someone to look up to. I work at a regular job. I'm a team lead at a fucking warehouse. I'm married with 2 kids. Like some people don't have that and they would look up to that, but as far as like an inspiration, I'm a regular fucking person. So I don't even think or expect people to be looking up to me in my situation. But I'm saying from where I was to where I am now, I'm much happier. I'm much more confident in myself, my abilities. I'm content with what I have, but content can also be a negative term because it sounds like maybe you're not trying to drive for more. But I'm satisfied, appreciate what I have, and actively seeking to improve even more because I know that from where I was to where I am now was an improvement that was made from the changes that I made. I know that from where I
yeah,
am to where I want to be can be made from changes that I need to make. The reason you don't make $1 million a year is because you don't know how, but you can learn how.
yeah, for sure.
And if you have that mindset that you can pick your own self up and go, that's all that matters.
Hey, yeah, I had that mindset, bro. Man, I just feel I'm just like
Fuck
extra hype,
yeah,
bro.
dude.
We ain't gonna get that,
Dude, it's
man.
such a
Listen,
great
bro,
fucking
we gonna
conversation,
fucking
dude. I
get
love it.
this.
From us coming in to being like, I don't really have a topic. I don't really have a topic to having a 2 hour show about this just goes to
Yeah,
show you that we're really fucking coming together as far as the show and the podcast and our banter on camera and all that good shit. Because this is, feel like a great fucking episode.
yeah,
Great fucking
for
episode.
sure. This is good, man.
Hell yeah,
Hey,
bro.
shout out to everybody, bro. Hey, told you, hey, like we said, rebel yourself, and everything else is good. I think Bow Wow said something longer
Kings,
taking. He was like,
queens.
money don't change you, money it changes the people around you, and hey, just do you, and then everything else gonna fall into place. The people that you want to be around are gonna come around.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like something similar where it's like money doesn't change you; it just reveals who you actually are. So if you're a fucking piece of shit asshole and you get more money, guess what you're gonna do? Like, but if you're a
Yeah,
really nice person and a great person and you get money, you're going to again continue to be generous and things like that. So start small. Like if you're somebody that donates 10, 15, $20 a week to a charity of your choosing, guess what? Guess what if you made $1 million a year? You're going to donate fucking $100,000. You can help more people by making more money.
yeah,
People look at these people and who gives a fuck if Jeff Bezos donates to these charities for a tax write-off? Who
yeah.
cares if that's the
He still
main
helps somebody.
motivation?
Yeah, he
Guess
helps
who's
somebody else out.
benefiting from
Yeah,
guess who's benefiting from his tax write-off? The charity and the people that are receiving the money and the goods and
yeah,
the service. He's still helping. It just helps him too. And he's
yeah.
able to help more people by providing more value. It's like, so
Yeah, I
better
don't understand
yourself.
why people do that. Why would, oh yeah, better yourself, but why would you get mad at somebody? If you had the choice to give something to somebody and get it right back, I believe you would too.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
straight
God,
up.
yes. But it comes down to doing it now when it's
Yeah,
small. It's like
yeah,
setting the habit when it's small because you'll do it when it's larger, when you have the larger amount of money.
yeah,
So what you can. So like if you're looking at your bank account and all your bills are paid, you're fed, you have the food for the month, you have bills paid for next month, and you have like $1,000 in your bank account, and you could take $200 and donate to like a little food shelter next to you, or $100 or $50 or whatever, and can help people out, or buy like a whole bunch of pairs of socks, or donate to like a food drive or whatever. Just that, dude, just that little bit of giving. I think Pitbull fucking said it, where he's like, if money doesn't buy happiness, he's like, I agree with that because, but giving money or spending money for the like right reasons buys happiness.
Yeah.
Like if you're somebody whose mom is sick and you can spend $20,000 to get her the best surgery or the best fucking medical treatment, you
Yeah.
know how happy you'll be, and you know how happy
Yeah.
your whole family will be with you and your accomplishments because you're helping the family out.
Yeah.
You're helping somebody that you care about. So just change the mindset around money too. Money loves speed. Money does buy happiness if you spend it on the right things.
Yeah. But like you said, it comes from the
Man, this is a
person with
fucking
the money.
great episode.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
awesome
Right mindset.
because there's so much to say.
Fuck yeah,
Like
I love
this,
it.
this can be like 7 parts if you really think about it. So, yeah, I just think
Dude,
this is cool, guys. This is cool.
fuck yeah. All right.
Right choice.
Episode 16. Right choice. Can Spider-Man come out to play? But like episode 16, Panda Cast. Hope you enjoyed it. All about mindset, and bettering yourself, getting like flirting, getting girls, talking like fun shit like that. You know, the comparison of men and women. Stop competing with each other. You're on two different fucking playing fields. Okay? Where you're like, there's pros and cons to being a man and woman. There's pros and cons to the line of work that you're in. And there's fundamental primordial drives that inherently influence our behavior and our way of thinking. We're different for a reason, and it's okay. Everybody has their pros, their cons. But basically, love yourselves, love each other, improve yourselves, love yourself enough to want to be better. And we'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Panda Cast episode 16, over and out.